Took Shohei over Judge. What am I doing?
On it off the jet, goddamn. I don't get no rest, goddamn. I'm on my respect, goddamn. I've been running up a check, yeah. When we forget, ease my stress, goddamn. Way she get that neck,
Damn. Bro, glad this morning. 2 miles.
A ring of shining star.
David Goggins mode activated.
Carrots in my ear and it clear. I've been rocking shades, lights been blur. Fashion every day, put it in couture. Put in work, make that pussy purr. Yeah, I endorse.
Good morning, San Diego.
Easy to New York. Me and a few drinks. I meet at the club port.
Wake up.
Rolls Royce. On it up the jet, goddamn. I don't get no rest, goddamn.
What's up, brother?
I'm on my respect, goddamn. I've been running up a check.
Let's do this already.
And forget ease my stress, goddamn. Way she get that neck, trim. Get this movie star on film. A ring of shining star.
And you're in that like.
Damn, nigga, fortunate. Every day locked in, I make M's off my voice. I know how to win,
Thank
get
you,
you in on the source. Hit up with my
W
chub, I ain't
full-time
got no
viewer.
other choice.
Three in this, bro.
Look like Nulu every George. Right, I 50 G just to spend on my little shorty.
What we doing?
Lake Show, for you, Mega Max. Yes.
You my type of freak while we fucking, I record it. Couldn't believe I
And
start
we
sipping
need a,
codeine for my
we
core.
need
You
a-
see,
I got
that's a
some-
couple hundred G's for my aura. Good tree shot, made it frost AP on the whore. Ibiza, had to show her visa at the port. On that up the jet, goddamn. I don't get no rest, goddamn. I'm on my respect, goddamn. I've been running up a check, yeah. When we forget, ease my stress, goddamn. When she get that neck, trim. Get this movie star on film. A ring of shining star.
Happy Ramble Saturday. JK Sunday. The date is mixed up. Hello, gentlemen. How are we? Royal, come out from under your rock. How are you? We were sipping on some drink last night. Me and Royal watching the old Warriors come through without Jimmy. We got 2 surprise special guests.
Watching the Steph Currys.
The Warriors come out to play. We got 2 special guests today. We got Snowman, obviously, from yesterday. Little double up, back to
Just
back.
like Shador, I'm surprisingly back in the green room today.
Back in the green room. Thought he was going first round. We might see a round 2 pickup, but love to have you back, brother. And
Appreciate you guys having me back on. Let's have a day. Let's do
it, man. And a little Sandy man. Late
Early morning crew, baby. Finally
Dude.
won't sleep through one of these fucking streams. I'm here.
What the hell happened this morning, Sandy, that you were like, I gotta stream with the fellas because you texted me hella early. You're like, yo, let's what are you doing? And I already caught the vibe. I was like, you want to come on?
Oh yeah. Well, last weekend you hit me up to come on Sunday, and I was out till like 4 a.m. This weekend I just packed it in, bro. Went to bed at like 9 p.m. last night. Super locked in. Took the girlfriend to the airport at 4, and then I hit you up. I was like, fuck.
So you're seeing the board like crystal clear.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've been in the lab since fucking 5 a.m. I got some plays. I'm ready to go. So I figured I'd pop on with the fellas.
Do we have a sunrise lay that you cooked up? I might have to tail a sunrise lay.
I don't. I saw you.
San Diego
put out
Sunrise Mega Max.
Dude, the weather here is fire this morning too. I was
Me-
like, fucking go down to the beach and talk to God before the Lakers play today.
Facing the sunrise, meditating. I mean, if you don't sweep today, I don't know what else you have to do.
In front of the LeBron shrine.
You're familiar with Snowman, obviously, right? Have you guys interacted like on stream
No,
before?
yeah. I literally just met Snowman right before you popped on. Seems like a great dude, though. I watched a bit of the show yesterday this morning, so got to learn a bit about him.
Well, I put your boxes next to each other so you guys can get familiar. What a crew, Frosty. W early stream. Yeah, that's what we like to do around here. I like the early streams too. It doesn't take too much of the actual day away, and it forces me to get up early, so it's pretty nice. We got Boxley's with a sub. That's an awesome 9-monther from you. That's beautiful. Matt too. Frosty.
Got to shout out Suarez too, man. What a fucking goat. Almost
Suarez?
cashed the team total by himself. I mean, 4 home runs.
Oh, D-backs you're talking.
That's just grit.
That was an Arizona pod job last night for sure. So we'll
kind
do the same thing as yesterday. We'll talk NBA. We'll talk MLB. I want to hear your guys' takeaway. Obviously, I'm on somewhat of a streak on the NBA, and I'll drop it on stream for those of you who are just tuning in for that. If you're on Twitter, please come on over to the Twitch. It's Ramble Now on Twitch. It helps us grow, and it's just an overall better experience over here. So mean a lot if you guys would hop on over here instead of Twitter. YouTube works too. We got the red tube going too. But let's talk NBA first, guys. Let's talk about yesterday and kind of like I want to hear your guys' thoughts in terms of those 3 games. The Magic obviously winning outright. We got the Bucks. I'm sorry. I'm looking at Saturday. Yeah, my fault. We had the Cavs and the Heat. Obviously, we had the under and it hooked at 212 and it landed on 211, which was insane. I was playing pickleball at the time. Crazy sweat. My friends were yelling at me because I kept checking my fucking phone in the middle of the game, and they're like, "Broderick, lock in," and I just had to keep checking. Thunder Grizz, that was down to the wire win for the Thunder. Grizzlies covering that insane spread without Ja. Nuggets and Clips, Aaron Gordon.
We knew that was happening, dude.
Yeah, we knew that was happening. We read
called that.
The Clippers were robbed. That basket was no good.
You think
either
so?
Either A, his hand was still on the ball at the buzzer after the buzzer expired, or B, his hand was through the rim, making it offensive goaltending. Therefore, the basket should not have counted either way. And I'm not just saying that because I was on the Clippers money line.
Me and Royal were watching the game together, and I thought it was goaltending watching it live.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a shot from Jokic. It didn't hit the rim. I guess it was out of the cylinder, but I was with you. I thought it was goaltending live. It looked a little different in slow-mo, but I thought it was always the ball had to be fully through the rim if you were looking at it from like a parallel angle. That's what I thought. No?
They called it on the floor as a bucket. That's what's tough, right? I feel like that's what made it like the fact that it was called a bucket. There wasn't enough evidence to overturn it, which sucks. I was on the Clippers too. I was fucking sitting there like I know they're not going to overturn this, but yeah.
And the rest of our reads from yesterday were completely on point. Instead of that, we said Memphis plus 15 felt like the play. We talked through. We liked the Heat, and then eventually got to the under as a better move. And I love that we got to that point. We were on the Warriors as well. Yep. And it was the refs who caused us to not get the sweep. I'm sick.
I know. Hey, I'll take 3-1 any day. Honestly, that was a great day. And honestly, that Nuggets Clippers game was. Let's be real.
That's the best series in that game. Far,
we forget that the Clippers climbed all the way back in that game. You're totally right too, Ro. Best series by far. I want to see that series go 7. Chef Curry, Chicken Curry, Green is a bully. Warriors in 5.
He is something else, man. Watching that guy is a fucking privilege at this point. That's what it is.
Yeah. He was in his prime yesterday, for sure. Do you guys want to talk about any kind of recap or any kind of takeaway you guys had from yesterday? Anything that changed in terms of your opinions? I think that Thunder game was a bit of a fluke. I don't know how much stock people are really putting into the Grizzlies from that. But what about you guys? Anything that kind of changed from yesterday?
Nah, I mean, let's be real with the Thunder. I mean, how much motivation do they really have in that game? Obviously, it's a playoff game, but, like, no Ja. They know they're going to win, probably. Were they expecting it to be that sweaty? No, but, like, you got to think they weren't pulling everything out. I mean, you even called it. It was probably the SGA game. I don't know what he finished at, but I saw he was 7 for 7 in the first quarter. So,
yeah.
Assuming he finished over his
like 38 or something.
Yeah.
He had 38.
I mean, that was probably the game plan, Shay. Just win us the game. Nothing fancy. Save it for the next series. But no, like I said, there was 2 sweeps yesterday, potential. Both did get swept, but it was like, what was the easier one? It was obviously fucking OKC without Ja. You're probably expecting a blowout, and of course it's down on the wire. So no, I thought we weeded out the cake really good. I think OKC is going to be more than fine.
Let's do the same thing today. Let's put those same hats on, and kudos to chat too. You guys definitely helped in terms of getting those reads. And like at first, like the Snowman said, I think Snowman made a great point. We at first liked something, and we pivoted to something else that was kind of a correlated play and a safer play in quotations, I guess, or a sharper play, and it ended up coming through, and the other one didn't. So that's the whole point of these streams. We work through it together, put our minds together, because I think 4 minds plus the chat is always going to be more powerful than 1, right? All All right, well, let's get through this slate here. Let me bring it up. Let me share my screen.
By the way, quickly, my takeaway from yesterday was there were 2 backup point guards who played amazing and are going to look to be starters somewhere next year. It's Scottie Pippen Jr. and Ty Jerome. I mean, those guys
Jerome was going
really wowed me with their performances yesterday.
Pippen's been good, man. He was good all year, I felt like. Although fucking Jenkins and his terrorist lineups, rotations, barely got any minutes, but he's been impressive. I agree with you. And then, Jerome's just every year there's that guard that's just needs to start somewhere. Like, in my opinion, I thought it was quickly with the Knicks last year before he got traded. Jerome, man, I mean, he's going to get a fucking bag. He's playing unreal.
Dude, I thought you were going to say another name that I'm thinking of. I was thinking that you were going to say Davion Mitchell. He's been impressing me, too.
Lately, yes, but
he's kind of Mitchell was good. I mean, he was really the only one on that team because Hero did nothing. Bam started off super hot and then just faded away and did nothing. And Mitchell was the only guy who had any fight really on that team. And I feel like the Heat, they got off to a quick lead, and then once they gave up the lead, I mean, they were up 10, and then they were losing by the end of the first quarter. And I feel like they could just tell it's like, oh, here we go again. And
let's be real, Mitchell is a perfect fit in the Heat. I mean, I would say he's been a letdown since he's been drafted because of how good he was in fucking college. He was insane. I mean, he was awesome at Baylor. And then he goes to the Kings with Fox, just not really a good fit. I forget where he is after that. But yeah, the Heat. I mean, Spoelstra's going to get the most out of him. The guy's one of the best defenders in the league. Yeah, Toronto. Yeah, it's like he was just not on good teams, not on good programs. This is the perfect match for him. He's gonna be a beast moving forward.
Dude, listen to this stat line in these 3 games versus Cleveland. He's shooting 68% from the field, 66% from the 3, with 20 assists. I mean, this is Davion Mitchell we're talking about.
Numbers too.
I mean, this is against the Cavs. This is against the Cavs too. Bottom right sold me Fent, says Beef. Me too.
Beef, bro. Beef was bitching in my fucking iMessage so hard about the Dodgers last night, and they win by 4. The second he texted, they were losing to the Pirates, and then they scored 5 unanswered. I did tail. I will say, though, thank you to Beef. As much as I was pissed off at him, I did tail the Dodgers.
Hey, we don't get to do the same thing because we don't bet on the Twins.
No, for real. One thing I wanted to bring up, though, is the Nuggets Clippers series quickly. Does anyone else feel like this series could have been 4-0 Clippers? I know that game 1. Remember game 1? Game 1, the Clippers should have won that game. I know yesterday they came back from 22 yesterday, so you could say I guess maybe 3-0 going into yesterday. But I mean, I really wanted to think the Nuggets were winning the series. I know we talked like a week and a bit ago about this series. I felt better about the Nuggets. I think the Clippers are going to win this series in 6 games. Personally,
that reminds me a lot, Sandy. I'm sure as you'll remember a few years ago as a Lakers fan when the Lakers got swept by the Nuggets in the closest 4-0 series ever. Reminds me exactly of
margin. Back then. Thanks for bringing that up, Snowman. Great way to start my Sunday. I do remember that very vividly, but yes, it does feel similar. Like, look at other than game 3, I guess it was like a 30-point margin there, but the rest of the games, 2 3-point wins on either side. So I think this has been my favorite series so far, personally.
Me too.
I think it's got to be like everybody's, dude. Just because, I mean, maybe it's just me, but like seeing Kawhi fully back is just awesome in my opinion. It's been so long. It's been so long.
Kawhi's a great player at the end of the day. I mean, nobody wants to see injuries, and Clippers. I mean, James Harden is. I think everybody has opinions about him, but when he's playing this top potential ball, he's a pleasure to watch. Really is. Anything else in terms of a takeaway? I mean, the Clips, I do somewhat agree with you, Sandy. I mean, they're a nasty, nasty team right now. But Snowman said it perfectly yesterday. Nuggets need Jokic to have a 70 PRA game to win, and guess what he did? He had a 70 PRA game. 36, 21, and 8. I mean, good fucking Lord. Crazy, man. Are the Rockets dead? I want to pose that question before we get into the slate. Are the Rockets dead? Do you think they're going to have some fight in the series? Do you think Golden State is going to take game 4? What are you guys thinking about this series? Because it feels like, I mean, I know the Warriors have insane momentum right now. That's a scary place to be in terms of the Rockets going into the Golden State and Curry doing that. That's just demoralizing, I think, to a team.
Rockets need to win game 4. They fall 3-1. They're cooked, even though they will get 2 games back in Houston. having to win all 3 against a team with much more veteran experience, much more championship experience, much more playoff experience, and who's playing well right now. I just don't really trust where the offense is going to come from, right? Like the one game they won, Jalen Green got super hot. He did nothing yesterday. Van Vliet has done nothing all series. And, if you're needed to rely on Şengün to be dropping 30 points or like Amen Thompson to be stepping up huge, it's just not really going to win. So I just think that the offense for the Rockets is being way too limited right now. They don't have enough shot makers. The Warriors defense is playing pretty locked in. And I don't really see where the offense is going to come from. So I kind of do like the Warriors to finish this one off pretty soon.
Yeah. I mean, let's be real. If you look like that without Jimmy Butler on the other fucking side, I'm not even the biggest Jimmy guy, to be honest, but you can see the impact he's had on this team, especially scoring-wise, because aside from Steph, there's really nobody that you're scared of, at least. And they shot – I don't even know if they shot lights out, but they shot good. I mean, Moody was cooking. MJ and I were talking about it. And, dude, Quinn Post was playing – he was playing really good, man. So
back in the fourth quarter.
I mean, if they can't
beat
him
good, but not nearly as good as TJD could have done in that spot.
Is he hurt? We were talking about that. Is he hurt?
Hurt by Kerr's terrorism activities, yeah.
Really? No, because he was playing all season. I figured he had like a set role.
Buddy Hield was cooking.
He kind of
Kerr runs the weirdest fucking lineups, bro. Kerr was running the weirdest lineups. He always does.
I forgot about Hield. Yeah, Hield was the guy.
See the tweet that Travis Hunter is the only one that can go mouth for mouth against Buddy Hield. That's insane.
Insane.
That's crazy.
Crazy, dude.
Oh my
that's
God.
the craziest comment. Oh my God. Oh man. I love seeing the Warriors in this kind of mode, dude. I really do. Peyton in the fourth quarter.
Payton, 8 straight points for the Warriors in that little stint run they had there. I couldn't believe it. He was knocking threes. He was playing good.
Their roster is so funny because you watch that first quarter and you're like, you have a Golden State ticket. Me and Royal were just like, what the fuck? I mean, this team looked completely dead. Their offense looked stagnant. They have 18 points in the first quarter. And then obviously Curry did his thing, which is all you need. Most rigged shit was Nuggets end game. Yeah, you're talking up Snowman's tree with that one.
Yeah.
Literally rigged.
The Snowman guy.
I tweeted out at the time. I said, like, the refs are literally on the phone with Vegas right now. They said, oh, they're on the league office from Secaucus. No. They were talking with fucking Jeffrey Benson from Circa.
Are you Snowman? You a Clips fan, or you just really had coin on them yesterday?
Just had coin on them.
Yeah. Just figured.
Who ended up winning that UFC fight?
That was a great fight. Gary destroyed him for the first 3 rounds, and then with like 2 minutes left, Pratis gets a huge knockdown and was just too gassed to like actually finish the job with the hammer fists. So Gary ended up winning, but Pratis should have like definitely won because he had Gary down, basically not defending himself, and he couldn't finish it.
UFC is so funny from a casual perspective for me because it's like, yeah, he just got Bulgarian scissor kicked. Like, it's like the craziest names for anything. He's got judo chops. Yeah, it's wild.
My favorite move, the question mark kick. Great name.
Yeah. That thing's sick.
Me and Royal, we turned on it was the fight before.
Dude, like, that guy's head was, holy fuck. Guy was just getting the shit kicked out of him.
He was wearing the crimson mask. Like, there was just blood all the way down his face.
They just didn't stop.
You could see like the spigot at the top of his head was like bleeding down.
He looked like a dolphin. It was insane. It was insane. But we turned it on right at the end of the fight. So like the first thing we saw in the fight was just him like I've never seen anything so gruesome. Like, I'm not a UFC watcher, but I was turning that on. I got queasy. I was like, Jesus Christ. Watch the Warriors do that and then watch an even worse beatdown. All right, let's get in the slate. Bears draft was awful.
Sandy's burners in chat. Bears
draft was awful. I agree. I was telling Ro, I didn't even tap in. I was just trolling the round 1 pick because everyone thought they were getting Genty.
Oh, man.
Nah, I wasn't. I don't know. I tweeted that out. I don't know how I'd feel. I mean, because would I give up so much to get him? It's like, I don't think it would have been worth it. I don't know. I don't know if Snowman you agree, but
as long as we didn't have to give up a future first, I think it would have been fine.
Yeah.
Oh no, Snowman! Don't tell me.
Oh, he's a Bears. He's a Bears fan.
no.
Oh, I should have said that earlier.
Hair
fuck
fucking
no.
down.
So is
Bro said
so is
we. I'm out.
Fox, I think Alex is too. We have a lot in our chat, dude. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, we do.
I know it's crazy, dude. Gambling Twitter, too many Bears fans. I feel like it's like all Bears fans. Maybe that's just the ones that I interact with. But
It's
I
the
know
only
there's
way we know how to deal with the pain.
Yeah, that Caleb.
I will
used to
say,
come
though-
always in Book It. He's funny too.
nobody handles the Bears better than Royal. I will give him credit. He is the most realistic fan.
Snowman's
out
good
there.
too, honestly.
Is he okay? Well, I'll start interacting with Snowman more, but Royal takes the cake for
True,
the best.
just wait until
He
you
just
see
handles
Matt
the
Nagy
best,
back in
the
the
best.
news, and I'll just rage tweet about why he's the worst coach in the history of organized athletics again.
Oh man. All right. Let's talk about these games. We got another four
Sure, Jack.
on the board today. Talking about your lovely New York Knicks. Royal first.
Yeah. I mean,
Go
I'm
ahead.
going to sound extremely biased, but I think I'm going to take the Knicks again, to be honest.
Really?
Because what I was telling these two before and you last night, I feel like, again, maybe I just see all the bullshit tweets, like the beat reporters and Pistons fans, but I feel like the genuine consensus at this point is the Pistons are the better team. Does anybody?
I don't think so.
I feel like I saw a lot of love for the Pistons in the series, like the series spread, like +1.5 initially. I didn't necessarily think that, or at least my person, I didn't see people on my TL talking about.
Well, because they dominated the first two games. Like, I'm not even denying that. We shouldn't have won the first game. I mean, what was it, 20-0 run? Like, how often does that happen?
Okay, I will
Never.
say after game 1 and 2, I'd agree with you. Not after.
Yeah,
game
but
2.
even still, I mean, the Knicks looked good last game, but like, wasn't dominant. I just feel
Well,
like everyone thinks the Pistons have to get one at home. That's just how playoff basketball works. You win one on the road, you lose one on the road, you win one at home. I just feel like people think they have to get one at home, and they've looked good enough to do it. I mean, let's be real. The Knicks are the better team all season. Played like shit the first two games. Worked through Cat game 3. It was very successful. I mean, Brunson didn't even do much until the second half again.
No.
So
Well,
I don't know. It's like I don't know if it's my bias getting in. It's probably a little bit, but I just feel like everything I've seen, I feel like again the Pistons look pretty easy at home.
I don't really agree with the sentiment that people are saying Detroit's the better team. I think it's more people saying that like Detroit has been very impressive in playing kind of above, punching above their weight class and looking relatively even with the Knicks.
Okay.
I mean, I think people like the Detroit price for value, where it's like they were plus like 300 or something to win the series. And I think people look at it was like, hey, if they play the series 4 times, the Knicks are probably not winning 3 out of 4 times. It's probably more like 2-2, maybe even 3-1 Pistons if everything goes right. But I do agree with your second point that I think that these teams have been playing close enough that I don't really see the Knicks stealing both on the road. And I think this line is pretty telling with Detroit being the outright favorite here.
I agree. Snowman, I hate to break it to you, Royal, but I got a Cade Cunningham TikTok edit already crafted up in my drafts ready to fire.
Is that the fucking heater play, MJ?
That's the play. It's Pistons ML today.
I'm on the Pistons. I feel good now.
I mean, I just can't look past.
I'm going to war by myself.
I can't look past the line. I think Snowman hit it.
But
dead
bro,
on the head.
we went through it last night.
You're getting
This is-
Pistons minus
it's been
40,
normal.
minus 140 to the New York Knicks. We're talking game 3. They opened up at +1. This is essentially a 9-point swing from that original game 1 line of +7. I mean, this is to me egregious. We saw it the same thing with the Bucks in game 3, right? They were +5.5 on the road, and then pretty much a 10-point swing the other way, laying 5.5 after they looked like absolute dog shit and lost by double digits in both game 1 and 2. This is essentially the same spot, and I guess a little bit more comfortable because it's the Pistons and not the Bucks. But at the end of the day, dude, I mean, I think the line speaks for itself. I really do. Pistons trap line, Alex is saying in chat. I don't know. I don't think so.
I think there's a different trap line I'll be talking about later for the NBA games. Sorry, Sandy.
I'm I'm laughing hard. I was not laughing at your sell job there, MJ. I was laughing at Royal's Action Network noti that just popped on my laptop. Knicks +2.5 as you're selling Detroit. I was dying.
What kind of friend are you, Royal? Like, I'm on nice.
Literally, bro, didn't even
What
hear
kind of
you
friend
out.
are
He
you,
just said,
bro?
Fuck you.
Kind of voodoo
We
magic.
went through it last night. The lines being different.
I understand your point.
Look at the Clippers game too, man. They were a pick'em on the road, and then they're -3 the next game. Like, it's because they're down 0-1 in the series.
And did the Clippers cover?
I don't remember. I feel like no, did they?
In what game? 3?
Game 2.
The Clippers.
Didn't they won pretty good, right?
They won. They won by 3. I don't know if they. What was the spread in that game? They're on the road. Were they on the road?
I just can't overthink
Yeah,
it.
they must have.
I just can't overthink this role.
Also, how about the Rockets game 2? Warriors
Listen, I'm
were
not-
slight
I'm not
1-point favorites on
talking
the
to you.
road. They win game 1. Rockets then jump up to -3 game 2. They cover there.
Right, exactly. Another example. Exactly.
I'm not talking you off. I'm giving my Knicks defense.
No, that's fair, and I appreciate you sticking up for your team and giving a different angle. It's just this has worked out so far in the
Shout out
playoffs.
Boxleys.
It's worked out so far. I'm not going to call it a system by any means, but I'm reading into the line at the end of the day. Do I want to lay -2.5? I don't think Detroit's going to run away with things by any means, but if you told me that the Pistons are -140 on the money line to the New York Knicks in the playoffs, regardless of them being at home or whatever, this is just the Detroit Cade Cunningham. So I don't know what the books know, but he's going off today, and so is Detroit, and they're probably going to pull this game out one way or the other. I don't know how. At the end of the day, I think we all know the Knicks are the better team. Royal, I don't understand. Maybe what people are saying in terms of like the media is like, let's be real, the Knicks aren't playing their best basketball. Definitely not.
Yeah, and the Pistons are.
From a talent perspective, though, it's the Knicks, I think, hands over feet that they have the advantage.
Definitely.
Pistons are playing a grittier style of ball with just, I think, more effort. And that's, I think, what kind of sold the Knicks earlier in the series is they just didn't expect to, we saw that late fourth quarter comeback with the Knicks. They shouldn't have needed to even have that happen. I mean, that should have been a game where they had a comfortable lead pretty much the whole game. I just don't think they took him as seriously as they should have to start out the series, and I feel like it's going to bite them now. They're obviously up on this.
That's my
fair.
point. Pistons have
understand
looked so much better.
I don't know. Here's the thing. You're right, and that's why I think Game 3 was such a sharp read for you, and why you were on the Knicks in Game 3, because you were right. In Game 1 and 2, you watched.
I know, and then everybody's just going to blindly take him because they got to get one at home.
I don't know, and I don't think
Kind of
at this
agree with
price.
this.
I think you see the Knicks at plus money, and you're tapping that. What was the comment? I didn't see it.
It's only -2 because it's a must-win home game.
Dude, you can't make this line any larger. It's the fucking.
Yeah, I was gonna say the
New York Knicks. What are we talking about? Are you gonna see that Pistons laying 5 to the Knicks?
Series. I wouldn't say that. I think
What's the
-2.
series
Yeah,
price right now for the Pistons. That'd be interesting to know in the odds.
I mean it's probably not great. They're down 2-1.
No, I know. I think it'd still be interesting to look at.
Pistons are plus 410 on FanDuel.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
What,
Knicks
they were
are still
plus-
-550.
They were
So they're
plus
still
3.
-550, even with them assuming that they will lose today, given their own spread implies
Yeah, that's crazy.
Detroit will win.
Right. I did want to mention, I think it was interesting about, and I want to use it like in future reference with the Rockets Golden State, because we talked about how Golden State was favored -160 pre-game 1 to win the series. Rockets favored in game 1. Obviously, Golden State was able to pull out, that dub as short dogs. I feel like that's an interesting kind of nugget, like going forward, where it's not really a buyable price at -160, and people are waiting essentially to lose game 1 so they can buy in at a shoppable value on the series odds, and it usually doesn't play out that way. Like, we haven't been able to get the Warriors close to that mark at all.
It also happened with the Clippers and Nuggets, because Nuggets ended up flipping to dogs by the time that series started, and then they were also -2.5 game 1.
Right. Very interesting.
A lot of Pistons love in the chat too. Only one
Yeah.
Knicks love. I mean,
Oh,
come on, man.
bro.
Give me
Dude,
a,
I saw
give me a
bunch of
cat
Knicks fans
masterclass
earlier.
again. No, there's
Stop. I just said it, dude. I mean, I just said it on stream. It's not like we brought up the game and everyone's like, Pistons money line. They're just picking
not. Actually,
sides.
exactly what happened.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, let's go. We're going head to head, brother. We're not friends. So
That's
I
good.
don't know.
A little rivalry. Hey, listen, Royals Knicks, you going against them? This is Ramble Cinema, man. This is what you live for.
No, this is bad because if the streak ends and Royals at the other side of it, you know he's gonna just throw tomatoes at me.
They'll just be bragging about victimizing and conquering the streak.
Yeah, dude. He's like fucking David versus Goliath. He wants to slay the dragon. I don't know what the hell. You should be riding the dragon into the
$500.
sunset.
Nope.
How many?
I'm being the good friend and telling you it's a ratchet fucking wager, and you're gonna feel big purrs, fucking nuts all over your forehead.
Okay. Well, the Cade edit is about to do numbies on the feed, so
yeah.
Maybe it's a
Ever heard of Anunoby?
Cat. Maybe it's a Cade Cat ladder game spot.
There you go, Eric.
Big purr,
Yeah, our
big purr
Zesty King,
masterclass,
man.
bro.
Our zesty fucking king. Yeah, he finally realized, oh, nobody on this team can guard me. I'm gonna drop 30 plus. Like that's, I don't know what the game plan was game 2, but it wasn't that.
ratchet wager 9 a.m. All right, let's move on to the next one. That was some passionate dialogue from everybody. Does anyone else have any thoughts on this before we move? Sandy, did you have anything?
I'm on Detroit with you. I thought the line was quite telling, and that's how I bet. Again, you guys are a little more analytical than me, but I'm rocking with the Pistons. I took -2, so they'll probably win by 1. You win, I lose. Royal loses.
I think it's weird that the Knicks are still -550 when series are
Yeah,
+2.
I agree. Shit's fat.
Yeah, I guess there's two ways to think about it, right? You know, they're up 2-1, but essentially they're favored, and I understand the thought, but I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's fair because we still have to play game 4. If it does go to 2-2, then it will be -350. But it's not like Detroit's a lock. They're only 2-point favorites. So if the Knicks do win, and now all of a sudden they're up 3-1 going back to New York, now the series line is like -1200. So they have to keep it like still relatively high enough because it's not like, even though we do like Detroit, it's not like they're 15-point favorites like OKC was yesterday.
I mean, they shot 44% from 3 again. They've shot 40 plus in almost every game. Is that gonna fucking hold up?
Sounds like you like the under in this one, eh?
Yeah, I've seen some total, a lot of overs in chat and overs on the TL this morning.
Really?
I have. Yeah,
we were saying yesterday how unders have said
saying
all playoffs, and I think 3 out of the 4 games went under yesterday as well.
Oh my god. I mean, yeah, I mean you're right. I mean the last game was soared over too. 118, 116, pretty much the same exact total that we're getting today. 216.
Yes, he is, bro. Guys don't fucking miss.
I lean Knicks for sure, but want no part. Mega Max of the Year, Magic Series winner.
See, everyone leans the Knicks, but they're too scared because the Pistons at home.
I don't know.
Too scared.
Stop hyping yourself up so much, bro. Stop. You better post it on the feed if you're so
I'm
confident.
gonna now.
You want to know one
I'm
thing
not
that
so
pisses
confident.
me off as a Lakers
What?
fan watching the Pistons?
What?
They hit their shots. Oh, Beasley.
Watching Malik Beasley, who couldn't hit fucking water if you fell out of a damn boat in Los Angeles. Bro is Steph Curry in Detroit, breaking
Hey,
records and
so
shit. Every time he makes a 3 in the playoffs, I actually like pain. I my stomach, I like turn over. I'm actually this guy was literally the definition of ass for the Lakers.
How about in the same game, Josh Hart too for the Lakers did nothing, and now all of a sudden he plays 48 minutes a
Josh
game
Hart's
as a triple-double machine.
Yeah, I mean, Lakers could use a guy like Josh Hart, Snowman. They could use a guy like that.
Use a guy like Josh Hart, maybe a guy like Brandon Ingram, maybe a guy like Ivica Zubac. They just never had access to these guys, you know?
They could
Zubac
use
one's
Zubac.
crazy, bro. He was a janitor.
Hey, they got Mike Muscala. Mike Muscala was worth it for getting rid of Zubac.
Dude, he looks insane.
Don't even start with me, man. Don't even start.
Not to
Sandy,
get
I
too
feel
off
like-
topic, but how the
God.
fuck did Cam Reddish not pan out in the NBA? I genuinely thought he was going to be a great 3-and-D player, and he sucks.
He sucks.
Sandy, I
too.
can rant too because I had a little stunt with him on the Knicks. Guy stinks.
Oh my God.
He couldn't even get
He might have been
minutes.
worse than the Lakers, bro. He was probably worse than the
Yeah.
Lakers. I'm not even kidding. Yeah.
He couldn't get minutes before Anunoby was there, before Mikal Bridges was there. He couldn't get fucking minutes. Guy sucks.
Robert Sacre. What a mention in chat from Walker. Robert.
Oh, yeah.
We could fucking pull him
Don't
off
get
his
me
couch.
started
We'll
on
start
Bobby
him.
Sacre.
Dennis Schroeder too for the Lakers. I mean, he was okay for the Lakers.
He
but
was
dude,
good for the Lakers. Yeah.
He's
decent.
literally Curry on the Pistons right now.
Yeah, he's cooking. Well, that's to your point, Roll. I mean, fuck, Detroit's shooting the ball well. I'll give you that. So it's definitely something to worry about, I guess. But like MJ said, I got to rock with the line here. But Snowman, I need you.
Overthink it,
Okay,
bro. Pistons taking one at home to go back to NYC 2-2. All right.
If
keep that in mind.
Detroit takes game 3, we mega max. Or what is it, game 4? We mega max the Knicks next game. I'll add that to my card already. If they
Chat
do.
is making. Chat
If
is
Detroit
making,
wins, I will definitely be on Knicks game 5.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on here. I'm
All
on
right.
the Knicks.
Give me the
You guys on
trap. Give me the
pizza.
trap, Snowman. Trap of the day.
Well, I just
huh?
feel like this one is going to be a case where, just like with the Pistons, everyone's going to say the Lakers have to win this game. They're not going to go down 3-1. And I just don't necessarily feel like that's the case with Minnesota playing so well, with, as we were talking a little bit before the stream started, with Minnesota having such a massive size advantage. I mean, Naz Reid has been playing out of his mind coming off the bench. That doesn't even account for the fact that they have Rudy Gobert and Julius Randle, and the Lakers don't really have an answer for any of those guys. And that's when Naz Reid playing big in the paint, when we know Naz Reid is traditionally a great three-point shooter, which he has been so good so far this season. This game is still on the road for the Lakers. The Minnesota crowd is crazy, and especially when the Lakers come to town, every crowd steps up. Luka was allegedly sick last game. It was probably his worst game in multiple years in the playoffs. LeBron stepped up and dropped almost 40, and they still couldn't get the job done. I certainly expect Luka to play better today, but I just think it's just Lakers just seem so easy and so free, and them still being dogs on the road, a little bit telling as well here. I like Minnesota size to get it done. I think that they kind of surprise everybody, and everyone is going to be in piss with the Lakers.
It's well said, bro.
I'm so lost in the series. I'll be honest. I mean, I just don't know. I really wasn't high on the Timberwolves coming in the playoffs. They've looked pretty good. I mean, aside from game 2, they've looked.
And I was very high in the Lakers. I have a Lakers to win the West ticket.
Yeah.
And I just
You might as well burn that one out, Snowman.
Dude, even worse, I have it parlayed with Rory to win the Masters. So
Oh my God!
Stop.
it's
Dude,
not. I'm
you
not.
should
I
have
don't
left that part out. Should left
Yeah,
the
that
Lakers to win the
hurt
West.
me.
Oh,
That hurt to listen to.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was like a sword in my belly.
I do agree on the size though. The size difference. It's crazy. The second chance points. It almost looks like the Lakers are trying to get some rebounds. Like it's so fucking frustrating. I'm pulling my hair out watching them just get outworked for rebounds, get outworked for loose balls.
Hear me out here. All right.
Go for it. Let's hear
I
it.
think I lean the Wolves. I mean, how many more
Right.
LeBron down 3-1 series are we gonna get? How many more? And then he's gonna force it to
So
7.
you're saying the NBA script writers want to keep getting us in the 3-1 scenario so that he can keep conquering it and getting more ratings. I like this actually. I like this.
Yeah. How many more are we gonna see? LeBron down 3-1. How many more?
Hopefully
Not
not
many.
many.
Not many.
Hopefully not many.
Nah, but I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I feel like Lakers definitely look easy. Does it mean they're gonna win or lose? I don't know. But T-Wolves have been impressive. I'll say that because they were pretty shit all year, to be honest, for how good they were the year before.
Yep, 100%. I remember preseason, a lot of people liked Edwards MVP. There was talks of Timberwolves just never really had like the spark, I guess everyone expected them to have. And maybe they're getting hot at the right time. I mean, we know that happens, more often than not.
W sub Boxley, let's go.
Buxley's with 5. W man, appreciate you.
Fuck yeah.
Let's go,
Go to
man.
Knox.
You see, he got
Awesome.
fined for that. I thought that was kind of crazy.
For what?
Ant saying, I don't even know what
dick's
it
bigger.
was.
I
Yeah,
think he said
who was
his
that
dick's
about?
bigger than yours or whatever.
It was just a
Yeah.
fan in the crowd who was heckling.
Was it
him.
the fan? Yeah.
He said
I-
what?
I don't know why they find
He
people.
said I
for
got a
that
bigger
shit. I
dick
think that's
than
He got a
awesome.
bigger dick than you.
Damn, he
Said
mugged
everyone's
There's
me.
nothing worse
face.
though. There's nothing scary as a Lakers fan than having to face off it like down a game to Anthony Edwards. Like that dude's a killer, man. It's honestly true. Like he's like the one guy. Maybe there's a few others in the league too, but he's one of those guys that
Curry.
you just don't want. He's a killer, man. He's gonna go
I-
out and get 30.
Yeah,
Isn't
you know what I
Curry
mean?
like ass like at buzzer beaters? Isn't that like a whole stigma with him?
Yeah, in crunch time, all the
Yeah,
Curry
it's
haters
so
say he doesn't
weird.
make clutch shots. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
Edwards is
No.
it's like
50 before the
where-
whole game.
yeah.
Yeah, weird time to join, brother.
yeah.
We're talking about Anthony Edwards' dick size. No worries. Every Sunday stream.
Terrible. If you joined for the last 2 minutes, sorry.
Every Sunday stream.
We can move and talk about Anthony Edwards' child support situation if you want instead.
Every baby mama adds +5 shooting to his rating. Boxy with another 5. Beautiful.
Boxley, let's go, dude.
W subs, man. You guys rock.
Somebody cashed on Loveland at number 10 Exacta. W Boxley's.
What the
knew
fuck is
something
going
we
on?
didn't? I don't know.
FanDuel jackpot, who would you take that would hit 6 threes? Oof. I'll pose that question to everybody. 6 threes? Fuck, man.
I would take a look at Malik Beasley. If we like Detroit,
Yeah, bro.
I gotta think the offense can't only come from Cade.
You
Is
gotta
Edwards?
pick somebody weird for those, because otherwise it's like the chalk
Right.
doesn't really pay, right? You can't do Lillard. I don't know.
You definitely
Usually at
can't do
6 threes,
Lillard.
I'm crashing out.
Lillard will not pay.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta pick like, dude. Honestly, yeah, you might just fucking go with Dennis Schroeder. I mean, the way that dude's playing, but I don't know. I feel like maybe someone on Boston, maybe like Derek White.
Little Pritchard.
But I have no
Actually.
clue. I haven't looked, but honestly,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Beasley's. I don't know how he's been doing. I think he's been doing pretty bad actually.
Maybe Luca. I mean, if he was sick last game, probably not a lot of people will be on him. And he obviously has potential.
I'm
to go
right.
off.
Nah, I feel like people will bet Luca. I mean, I'm square today. I'm on Lakers money line Luca over PRA today. I feel like a lot of people will bet Luca props. I'm squaring up like no other in this game. I'm telling you, don't take anything I say about this game like seriously. I'm fucking in for 3U on Lakers money line, and then I'm betting Luca. I'm a fall on the knife kind of guy. Snowman, you'll learn hanging around me a little bit.
Oh, I do the same thing. I do the same thing with
Yeah.
my squads. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Beasley's been.
Oh, especially in the playoffs, bro.
And I'm also very open to taking the quote unquote square side as well, especially in college games.
Yeah, I don't mind either. Playoffs too. I'm just like kind of
Depends
throwing
on
out the
the
window a little bit. Yeah, it does. depend.
Sandy, I love
Yeah,
that.
square as a box.
You're
Alex.
gonna have Lakers ML on your fucking gravestone, bro.
Dude, yeah, 100%.
And Dodgers.
Dodgers.
Dodgers and don't even ask. Wait till we get to the baseball slate. Shohei bases. Snowman, I've bet Shohei bases 25 times this year. I swear to God, 25 games. I've bet
You know what?
Out of
He's
25.
probably profitable on it though. He's been that good.
Homer Mount Rushmore.
Listen. 2
Literally,
years
bro.
ago, I'm pretty confident I bet Trace Jackson Davis over PRA every single game with IU. So I totally get it.
That's so funny, dude.
You're an Are you a IU guy?
I did. I went to IU for undergrad.
My brother went to IU too. I tell this story. I went to his graduation. I've never had more fun in a weekend in my entire life than in Bloomington. Absolutely. There's a bar out there, like the one with the outdoor like table set up there. Forget the name of it, but tore that place up like 3 straight nights. Kilroy's banger. Shout out.
There's
IU,
actually a
man.
lot of drama going on right now in IU, apparently on IU Twitter, especially because Kilroy's has gone super downhill and no one goes there anymore. And all the students are complaining about like expensive cover and shit facilities. It's a sad sign of what happened to a once glorious bar. Yeah, fun fact: the Taco Bell in Bloomington, right next to Kilroy Sports, is the highest grossing Taco Bell by revenue in the entire country. Go Hoosiers!
That
Why do
makes
you think-
sense.
Go Hoosiers. Why do you think that is?
Because it's right next to
All
like
the
this
drunk
massive bar,
motherfuckers,
and that
yeah.
everyone just gets Taco Bell when they're drunk afterwards.
Yeah. That reminds me of the McDonald's outside of the old Yankee Stadium, bro. It used to be just packed constantly.
Scary hours in there, bro.
Scary hours. Yeah, it was insane. All right, should we move on to the next game? I definitely lean the Wolves here with the Snowman and Royal. Sorry, Sandy.
No, I don't. Take
I don't
offense,
really
worry.
have a
Don't
full
apologize.
read on that, but I do think LeBron goes down 3-1 one more time. Why not? Dude, this one. I mean, I'm
Is
not
it
gonna
no
look too
brainer
far into
tease?
this. I think
mean-
it is, man. I think this is the series Magic got 4-1. We see it all the time. I don't know if they cover. I think they do, but because I think your Brown's questionable. That's gonna make me like him even more. Someone
if
else
he doesn't
too.
play, yeah, I'll be all over Boston. I think. I mean, if we saw the same thing we saw with the Warriors yesterday, maybe it's more. I mean, the regular season is
Drew
kind
is
of
out.
wishy-washy.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
Drew's
no,
out
you're
for
good.
today.
Drew Holiday's out.
And Brown's game time.
Got it. I mean, I think it's just a no-brainer. You got the C's. I mean, off that game 3. I mean, I don't know how you back the Magic here. I don't know. I mean, I don't see the Magic replicating that in any sense. C's are dominant, and I feel like a team that people just hate at the end of the day. Like, regardless if they cover, regardless if they're the best team in the NBA, I feel like people just don't like betting on the Celtics. I don't know. Am I wrong in saying that?
Because they always have huge lines.
True, and I feel like people just don't enjoy them outside of like.
Well,
the
yeah,
Boston
everyone hates
fan
them.
base.
They've been the best for years. Everyone hates them at that point.
Right.
And I mean, let's be real. Tatum's not very likable. I'm not saying he's bad at basketball. Somehow that just gets wrapped into it. But he's not likable. He's fucking.
He's a
I'm a
cornball.
generational Tatum hater.
Yeah, I know you are, but like, is he great? Yeah, he's a great player. Nobody's denying that. I mean, obviously there's trolls, but like, he's just boring, man. Like, cringy as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I think the main argument against the Celtics would just be how easy it looks. Off the bounce back, it's a buyable price, as Royal said. Their lines have been huge this year, and now we're only getting -7. The line that I'm looking at here is that beautiful, beautiful under starting with a 1. Beautiful starting with a 1. Let me take that under all day long when it's under 200.
Every time? That's just the system, Snowman?
Basically. No, not every time, but in a game like this, the Magic are basically the slowest paced team in the NBA. They played a super physical style of game in game 3 to the point that, like, Boston players, I think Porzingis especially, was like complaining about it afterwards. I think they're going to go right back to that exact same thing and say, hey, listen, what do we got to lose? So what if they call a lot of fouls on us? So what if we get in a fight? Like, we're way outmatched. We're way outgunned anyways. And Boston is the number 1 3-point shooting team by volume. Orlando is like one of the lowest 3-point shooting teams by volume. The only way they're going to make this game competitive is if they turn it into a rock fight and make it slow paced and low scoring, which is how they won game 3. And that game was also well under this 199 mark. So even if this game does go slightly over, I think that it kind of implies that Orlando's going to do the same thing again. I think if you like Boston, I would rather take them in like a Bozo pack moneyline parlay with somebody else who's around this like -250, 200 price to get it to even. Because I think this game is going to be low scoring, physical, competitive. And while I do like Boston to win, I could see this being a scenario where Boston wins and Orlando covers in like a 99 to 96 type game.
It's interesting.
Let's go.
Orlando's team total is 95.5. That's kind of what's catching my eye a bit. I would have loved it if they went. I mean, obviously they landed right on that number last game at 95.
Caleb, you'll be rich. You'll have generational.
That's literally what. It's so funny. Caleb just said that. I was literally about to spit it out of my mouth. The same thing. Dodgers, Celtics, parlay for Max. That'll be beef greaser. That'll be a beef greaser today. Just wait for it.
Let me just sum this up for Lightning. I agree with you. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, if I'm a Celtics fan, dude, I would hate how much Tatum gets fucking hated on, but it's honestly because they've been the best team for years. That's the majority of it, and he's the face of it. That's probably 75% of it.
He's trying to be someone who he's not. I think if he just like himself.
And then the finals last year, man, that clip is just never going away where he reenacted
what the fuck?
All
what's his
5
nickname?
of them. Like, come on.
What do they call him, Tatum? I think
that
nickname is the worst. What is his nickname that they call him? It's the worst nickname in NBA history. Like, they have a nickname for him. Fuck, how am I selling this?
JT?
Nah. The anomaly, bro. The anomaly. Like, come on. Like, how forced is that shit, bro?
The anomaly is his nickname?
No, that's what they call him.
It doesn't even make sense. He's about as generic of a small forward as you can get.
Bro, Mahomes, that's a bad comparison. Tatum is not like Mahomes.
Jeez, Mahomes is the best.
Not, Mahomes is the best. Tatum, I'll give him top 10. I mean, and then let's be real. Mahomes doesn't try to put on like a character or like an act. Like,
but
Tatum.
The comparison he's making is like everyone hates the Chiefs.
Yeah, very true.
They've just been so good, but
I think the Tatum hatred was before, or not even necessarily hatred, but it was even before like the last couple of years when Boston has been the best team. I think a lot of it really started when he did the whole like texting Kobe thing after he died, like posting to social media. And like doing the photo shoot in the Lakers gear, and it's like, you're supposed to be on the Celtics. You're supposed to be like, if you're a top dog in the NBA, you're supposed to have a killer mentality. You're supposed to chop back at the fans and say, "Shut the fuck up! I have a bigger dick than you." Not check somebody's phone and be like, "I'm doing this." I actually think it's a fine sentiment what he did with Kobe. I have no issues with that at all. It's just like the way that we're kind of accustomed to viewing NBA stars. It's just the opposite of what we expect most of these guys to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God, so elegantly said, man. It's fucking phenomenal.
So
awesome. Bro, he was like 21 years old when he did that. Still a kid. I get it though. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, not everybody's
it's
perfect.
Just fun to hate on him.
It really is.
He'd probably be 10 times as cringe as any of us was in the spotlight that he was in under constant, recording. We're all, everyone in chat, including us up here, we're all fucking weirdos, dude. They'd probably catch some super sus shit. Let's be real.
I mean, look at the panel right now. MJ, Sixers fan, Royal Knicks fan. I'm a Lakers fan. So all three of us are just automatically haters right off the rip.
It's just like, I think the funniest part about now is how like pissed and triggered the Celtics fans get. Like it's just I say it, Evan, you can attest to that. But they
I
get
love
so mad.
I love the people in chat that are like, all right, next game, hustle. Like, we ain't a puppet.
Bro, Cody
Like, go
Betts,
do
yeah,
your
we can't have
laundry
a
and come back.
Yeah.
Go brush your teeth and come back. Put on some deodorant. Go
This
get
is
that
a
old
show,
Spice.
Cody. We are here to entertain. You want just the picks? We'll be on Twitter later.
I'm also way too bad of a gambler to just give picks. I'm here for color and entertainment purposes only.
Shohei basis.
I fucking love that.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. All right,
but
let's
we
get on to the
can-
next game. Actually, though, not to
Yeah.
follow not to follow suit. I don't want to talk about the next game because Cody said to. All right, Indiana Pacers and the Bucks. What are we thinking here? Do we think that anyone's putting stock into the Bucks? I know we mentioned yesterday on stream if there's any team to make a run in their series that is down. A lot of people like the Bucks to do so. They were one of the teams. Nuggets were another team, which came to fruition somewhat yesterday, obviously tying that series. Do you think the Bucks have it in them to tie the series, or do you think we see the Bucks that we've seen for the majority of watching the Bucks? I mean, last game was what we thought that Giannis and Lillard could really be. Obviously, Lillard didn't show up, but what do you guys think of this?
Yeah, maybe if Lillard was wearing the Gary Trent jersey, that's what we
Right.
thought it could.
Yeah, what
That
the-
shit was crazy, bro. Gary Trent was going crazy.
Yes.
I don't know because I think where I ran into trouble with this series, not that I've been betting it, but like just watching, I think the Pacers stink. Like I thought they were just ass kind of frauds, a record. I mean, it's just a benefit of the East being so top heavy. They're just cleaning up the shit. But they've looked much better. And I think last year, this team being in the playoffs and going on a deep run helped them a lot this year. I think they're kind of sneaky in the series. Now, I would like the Bucks to win a lot. Like, I really want the Bucks to win, but I don't know. I think the Pacers are kind of sneaky. And I'm sorry, Dom. I know it's probably not easy to hear, but I don't know, man. I think the Pacers are really sneaky. I really do. I'm hoping the Bucks just annihilate them from here on out, but my gut tells me otherwise. I don't think anybody wants the Pacers to win,
No.
nor do they want to bet on them.
Like the Bucks suck.
Especially when
We know that.
Halliburton. Yeah. He
But
is so hateable.
nobody
We're talking
likes
about
Halliburton.
hateable players. Whew.
He's the most overrated. Everyone, like in terms of I saw like a fan vote. Halliburton was
No, it was the players.
it a player vote?
It was a
Wow.
player vote. Yeah.
Wow, they shouldn't.
It's even
they
worse.
shouldn't-
In the coach's
I would
interview,
run-
you saw the interview, right?
Why would they run that poll? That is like what the hell? What the hell, Burn?
So that this happens right here, so that everyone talks about it, stirs up drama.
That's so
I
fucked
actually
up.
used to-
Crazy.
I actually used to recall them running these polls every year, like 10 20 years ago.
I thought it was like positive polls, not like who do you think's like the most overrated player? And they asked the fellow players. Halliburton's like going up to like opposing.
It's like when
players,
you're watching like one of those
Go-
reality shows like Survivor, and they're like, you're gonna anonymously answer questions about your castmates, and it's just designed to literally just stir up drama and fights. That's what this
Yeah.
is like now in the NBA.
Crazy. Sir swept yesterday. Is that true, Sandy?
Oh,
Can you
yeah.
confirm?
Did he reverse sweep? I think he reverse swept. I'm not sure.
Why is
Hey,
that
it's,
so?
you
it's
saw me
just
using-
as hard to sweep
Well,
as it is to reverse sweep.
It is. Well, he hit me up. He's like, Beeve. It was like Beeve was in a chat with us. He's like, Beeve, is this greaser hitting? Like, I'm in for Lar. Like, I need the greaser. I'm assuming he didn't have a good day, if that's what he's saying. But nah, I don't know. I
Why is
can't,
Sir
can't
catching
confirm.
strays up here for no
Dude,
reason?
Sarah catching strays crazy.
What the
But that's
fuck?
fine. That's fine. Hey,
We
keep
love
it, hey,
Sarah.
listen. If you fade, you deserve to
You're up fast.
kind of hear it
It's
from the
the
community. It's fine.
What the fuck? I just used my Prime sub. Oh, I just didn't catch it. I believe is that Big Maddie? Oh no, Dom, I didn't get it. I don't think it went through. But Big Maddie with a sub. W Ramble, W Snowman, W Sandy. How we doing, fellas? Have to watch on replay, but great stream, boys. W Big Maddie Mart as
Big
usual.
Maddie, let's
What
go,
a fucking
dude.
goat in this chat.
What a G.
Honestly, what a beast. Dude, we don't need your sub. If it's bugging, we don't need it. Sweep's a sweep, yeah. Regardless if it's red or green, we don't do colors. We're colorblind over here.
Look who's back.
I mean, Zanman's back. Never felt more alive. Zan X Ramble Sunday.
Sandman 1K. Let's go.
This guy's awesome.
Zanman and Budman need to meet. Like that needs to happen. I don't know
Budman was
why I
here.
just thought of that. Budman, are you here?
Budman's my goat, dude. Budman's my goat.
Budman, Zanman.
Budman and Zanman sounds like a fun night. Shit.
F8. F8's not the Lakers, but I nuked them. I'll be honest. The whole panel up here leans T-Wolves. So the smarter people on the show think the
I'm
T-Wolves are
indifferent.
winning.
Royals
But-
indifferent.
I don't have a good read on that series. I think the Wolves stink, but they look much better. And I kind of like the LeBron down 3-1 narrative. I really do. Normally, I don't like thinking like that, but it's fucking LeBron.
So you're thinking that he goes down 3-1 and makes a comeback to beat the Wolves. So that's what you're thinking. If you had to script it.
It's going to 7 for sure. That's going to
Okay.
7.
Okay.
LeBron
All right.
or farming in 2025. Come on.
Anyone in this Bucks game? Anyone wanted to get behind a little Damian Lillard props, or is that just me?
Sandy
square
Gecko.
up.
I have gotten
Just you, bro.
absolutely murdered the last 2 games betting on Damian Lillard props. I can't do it again, which means he's going off today.
Just like the Phillies yesterday. All right, let's lock in the game.
Just like the Phillies yesterday, yo.
And I actually,
Suns in 6, dude.
Zan,
I
man,
also
bro.
just peeped the MLB.
I smoked a little bit of pot before the show, so maybe it's getting to my head, but I do think the Lakers win.
Oh my god, I'm dying. Damian
I
Lillard.
did
is
bet the
fucking
MLB
bums.
board, and there's a play that I'm not going to take that is going to be so fucking free, and you guys are
What
going
is
to know
it?
exactly what it is when we get to it. Nope. It's the same thing as the Phillies yesterday. I
Oh, you
bet
said
it
the
twice.
MLB board.
I'm not going to bet it today, and it's going to be fucking free. And we'll get to it after this.
Should
But-
we
Well,
transition?
what are the final thoughts? Because this is another series I'm lost on.
My
I-
final
I
thoughts
like
on
the
this game,
Bucks.
if we're going to wrap up, is this is, I think, the toughest game of the day to call
Yeah.
because, like,
Mhm.
I love the Bucks minus 5.5 game 3 just because of how the line flipped and how bad they looked. But now with the line having dropped a point, it seems to me like the Bucks are going to need Lillard to step up. There's just no way we can expect Gary Trent to drop fucking 30 again.
No.
So it's either like we've seen Giannis go 1-on-5. It didn't work the first 2 games. And if Lillard is going to stay shit, I just don't see the Bucks winning this game. I actually think if you like the Bucks, I kind of agree with Sandy. You might as well just hop on Lillard props because the only way they cover 4.5 is if Lillard's hitting this over, in my opinion. I kind of lean the Pacers plus 4.5 because of it.
Wow,
This
Caleb.
is so the
I'm
spot.
on Lillard. I'm on
where-
Lillard over points today. I'm falling on the knife, Snowman.
Yeah, I've already fallen on the knife like 8-9 times in the last 2 days. I can't.
Let me take the
Can't do
wheel.
it.
I'll take the wheel for us. Don't worry.
That knife slashed both sides of my face. It got in multiple different crevices.
You know
of my
how I
chest.
got these scars? It's like Lillard dropped.
Bro, Lillard and OKC first half. Ugh.
Oh, dude, this is so the game that nobody wants to back Dame, and he drops probably 40. He probably
I'm
drops.
in.
40.
I'm already locked and loaded on him. We're
Bro,
we're
you-
riding.
Someone mentioned that 6+3s thing on FanDuel or DK.
Yeah.
Whatever. It could be Lillard, bro. It could very
Yeah, but
easily.
there's no value in that though, because everyone's gonna have that. So the
Well,
way
for
it,
That's
True.
that's not
I
plus
don't
EV,
know if
bro.
everyone's gonna have it today. I don't know.
no, let's be real.
Regardless,
The way to
Yeah.
hit those, bro, is
Flag
Gary
home run.
Trent. People got like 2K and fucking free bets.
Yeah. Damon Dante for the downtown jackpot. The downtown jackpot is great name.
That's a
But-
banger name. Yeah, that's hard.
Dude, I got fried for that because I didn't understand it, and I think I kind of know ball now. He looks fucking awful.
Kuzma was an awful trade, but I do understand why they shipped out Middleton. They just
like,
got shit for him.
Kuzma, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't enough. 'Cause
Mhm.
he was huge when they won those finals, and I know he's been injured since then. But is it actually plus 950? That's crazy. Okay,
Wow. Kuzma's
all right, on to the diamond.
onto the diamond. Everybody turn those hats inside out. We need rally caps on.
We had some great plays yesterday.
You're joking, right?
I mean, I went 2-1.
MLB? Okay, the ones that we did. For
Yeah,
sure.
the ones that we officially.
I think I did. I mean, I didn't bet MLB, but my reads were horse yesterday. I'm pretty sure. You guys.
I feel
did
like
good.
sides have been tougher. I feel like the lines are getting sharper and fatter. It's harder to bet. But like totals, team totals, fading pitchers has been
True.
more so winnable, if you will.
D-backs, TT. We had. Did Marlins team total under
Yeah.
hit?
Yeah, that was free. Yeah,
Okay.
like I
Didn't
said,
they lose like
that was
13-0
like
or something?
yeah, that's That's how we have to do it moving forward. It's like Castillo has been getting shelled, and those lines just didn't add up. It was just a prime Castillo shove spot. I didn't know about the 11 runs in 2 innings, but
Right.
that's what we got to look for. But
Yeah,
yes, we'll start with this. I mean, this shit's soaring. I'm on
Yes.
it. Game 1, Game 2. Game 1, it gets hooked. Game 2, snooze fest 2-0. Now you got 2 1
McGill
ERA
and
pitchers.
Parker,
It's
yeah.
down to 8. I mean, come on, this shit's soaring. I'm not taking it just because I can't. Too much pain, too much coin lost. This is gonna end 20 runs.
This is a
The
public
line has been
service.
so fat 3 games in a row. Is it just because of weather and wind?
So Game 1 was wind. There's like 17 mile an hour blowing out, and then yesterday I don't think it was that bad. I think it was just 80 degrees.
Because that's like what keeps confusing me in general.
The
It's
first
just
one was
like-
crazy. It was Senga 9.5. That was crazy.
Yeah, that one I was on. I liked it. It got hooked. I mean, I guess 9 even pushed, but it felt kind of weird to me that the over has stayed this high, which leads me to believe it's weather factor. I generally don't try to buy too much into weather factors. Now, granted, with that
Neither.
Cubs Diamondbacks game the other day, it did obviously pay off. But if it's just weather reasons, I would not necessarily go with the over. But I guess I don't know what the wind is today.
This is more of a sentimental play for Royal and myself.
It's just like the Phillies yesterday, man. That's what it reminds me of.
It's so weird how
Saying-
baseball works.
14 blowing right.
14
don't
miles
know.
per hour. I mean, that's pretty hefty.
Doesn't that help
We're
pitchers?
capping win now, Ro.
We need Jeff the weatherman up
Dude,
here.
no,
bro.
I try to not look into it, but I try and like understand some of these totals. Like again,
Dude,
Senga at 9.5 is just wild. The guy's pitching.
That's why. That's why Rosa hasn't been on stream. He's in weatherman school right now, He's preparing
Yeah.
for the MLB season.
studying meteorology. All right, but all honesty, I don't know. Like, what do we do with this?
I mean, I think I think you have to take it. I mean, if you're not on it, it's
The
not.
line's down to
that's
8 today for the over. So I guess that's a little bit better and not fully just weather
Yeah.
related. That seems like a more realistic line for these two teams. But it might be an overreaction line based on how the last 2 games have gone.
I
These
think
guys-
so.
These guys are the 2 best pitchers on papers for these teams.
100%. 100%.
Obviously, McGill is not better than Senga, but Parker, you could argue, is better than Gore at this point. I don't think he is, but definitely an argument to be had.
The Mets are unbelievable, man. I mean, as a Phillies fan, I gotta pay my respects. This team is fucking unreal.
This
I
was
mean,
Soto not doing much.
It's crazy. I mean, they're probably gonna fall off the face of a cliff come October, like the Mets always do. But holy shit, they're impressive this year, man. I mean, Alonso looks like Barry
Lonzo's
Bonds.
insane.
Lindor is just like the glue, like leader that you need on any kind of ball club. Veteran, just does everything right. Soto is gonna come into form eventually, unless like I don't know what. It's probably just a
Yeah.
transition and a lot of
Kind
pressure.
of did this with the Padres, though.
It makes
he was,
sense.
like,
Dude. You
pretty
get a
mid.
huge
New team.
contract. You're like, oh, I have to hit dingers every fucking at bat. You come out the gate slow. Like that makes sense. It's human nature at the end of the day. He's trying to do too much. He's trying too hard, and it's just probably because he cares.
Aaron Judge merchant. Let's be real. The guy's bitching about.
That's what the peop-
"Oh, I
that's
don't
what
have
the
to
people
hit
are
in front
saying,
of
bro."
Judge anymore. No,
Um,
I mean Alonso is honestly at this point right now he's as close as you get. I mean it's probably him, Shohei. Like can't really fuck around with those guys.
And the Mets
What
will
do you-
probably make some sort of deadline acquisition. I would maybe
Yeah.
look for it to be more in the pitching rotation, but they're going to definitely improve and add some more pieces.
bullpens text. Do we know anything about the bullpens in this one?
We can look.
The weather get Rosa on the call.
I don't. Yeah. I've been Snowman. You seem like you're tapped in baseball. This whole year for MLB, I've been doing only first fives. Like I haven't bet a single money line. Actually, I take that back. Other than the Phillies yesterday, full game, I bet the Phillies and after
you
some
had-
beers. But I've been taking the bullpens out of it, and I went through a stint where I push. I think like 8
Yeah, that was crazy.
8 in like 3 days. I pushed 8 first 5 money line bets. I'm not even trolling. This was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. 8 in like 3 day stint. I pushed 8 first fives, but so it's a little frustrating sometimes. But I feel like the first 5 you can't handicap the bullpens. I don't care what RotoWire,
listen,
whatever
I was on the
stats site you're
Diamondbacks.
looking at.
I was on the Diamondbacks yesterday. They were up 6-2 and then blew the game. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know if
I
there's
completely
first
agree with
five
that.
here.
I don't know if there's a market for it, Sandy, but you should look up for the end of the 5th inning to be tied, what the market could be, because that could be a little niche that you
exists
can
for sure.
Little hedge.
Yeah.
Little hedge.
Yeah.
Like you're at the casino playing the side bets on your
Yeah,
blackjack
exactly.
hand.
Yeah, those are profitable, right?
What are you drinking there? Are you drinking a matcha?
Bro,
You're
I'm
so
drinking
LA.
green juice, MJ.
Oh,
Dude,
shit.
Sun Life
Oh,
Organic.
Sun Life Organica.
How about
Take
Take
that?
one guess how much this costs. Take one guess.
$12.
More.
17.
No, okay, 17. $14, bro, for this green juice. It's like God's piss is in this drink, bro. It better be. Fucking better be. California's fucked, bro. They fucking smoothie bars and shit. I don't get them up in Toronto,
Yeah,
so whenever I'm here, I
seven's
overspend.
crazy. If you know anything about
Health
Cali,
is wealth, as they say.
Oh man, I love talking about some green juice. All right, Roll,
Canada,
you have
it's like for $7 they spit in your drink.
yeah.
I don't know, man.
They gargle a loogie in your drink.
Yeah.
It's like the extra pump of syrup at the coffee shop, just loogie for $3 from the barista. All right, Roll, you have to take
I'll
this
sit
over.
on it. I'll sit on it.
Okay, well, you should take a break. You should take a break for that comment.
Okay.
I did the same thing yesterday. I got hosed for it, so I'm gonna do the same to you. All right, Blue Jays, Yankees. Let's talk about this. Royal, set the damn scene for us. We got the Bronx Bombers.
Well,
in the booth.
I mean,
Sunny day. It's a nice sunny day in New York on the
let's be
weekend.
real, I love Max Fried. I love what he's doing, but man, he's due to get hit up, is he not?
He's
it the
so
Blue
he's the guy
Jays?
that we squared up with Fried last game. He hit last start. I believe it was a 4-0 victory. I forget against who.
Tampa.
This is a pretty fat number.
with Gosman, yeah, it kind of makes me. I don't like
I mean,
that.
this seems like a steep price to pay. No.
Definitely.
Snowman says he needs to get back in. I don't know how that happens. but
Oh,
he's just
whoops.
messaging private chat.
Okay, W.
Gosman got teed off on. Oh, not really teed off. You have 4 in his last start. I felt the same way when I looked at this line. I'm like, Max Fried. I've been backing a lot of Max Fried first five. Has been good to me, but it felt steep. First initial look at this line, I'm like, whoa. And I know the Jays are not hitting home runs. They're not obviously a potent offensive team in any shape or form. But I mean, Gosman's still Gosman. I feel like he can come in and give you like 5 to 6 really solid innings against a Yankees team. But I'm not paying to see on the Yankees side. Like, I'm not going to be betting the Yankees. I would probably just bet the Jays if I got into my head. I had to play something here, but the line just fell off to me.
You know what's
It felt
so
weird, at
interesting
least.
about
I
these
agree.
spots? Like, so when you get like a minus 200, we saw it yesterday. Like the minus 1.5, like with the Cardinals, they were minus 160 on the ML. Minus 1.5 was like, plus 120 or whatever. They won by 1 run. Most people aren't probably paying that ML tax on St. Louis yesterday. Maybe a different story because it's the Yankees, but I don't know how many people are laying minus 200 with the team. This feels like a game where the Yankees probably win by 1. To be
I
honest.
don't know though. You got to bounce back with
Yes,
Fried on the mound at home.
True.
I mean, I don't know.
No,
Some just
he's
giving
not a guy
me.
that I'd fade to, but at the same time,
I mean,
Fried. He's not a
Bro,
1 point.
the Jays are
guy,
plus a
much as I
half
love
in the
him.
first 5. I'm looking at Jays plus a half in the first 5 and plus 115. That feels fucked with Gosman on the mound. Maybe it's a trap if
I
they're
love
begging you to
Gosman
take the
today as
Jays.
well. He was my favorite
Yeah.
pitcher yesterday. We were talking about for strikeouts, and then the game gets postponed. He was at 5.5 for like minus 110 yesterday. Today, his 5.5 is minus 140 on FanDuel and minus 160 everywhere else. I understand that part of that is probably baked into the fact that now he has a double header, and they're probably going to need him to go an extra inning or so. He's minus 175 to go 17.5 outs. But I really like Gosman's strikeouts today. Yankees have been a really bad team all season at striking out. They're number 3 in all of baseball in terms of team strikeout percentage. Obviously, Gosman does have a pretty significant history against some of these guys. He has a really good strikeout rate against Volpe, Chisholm, Bellinger, and Judge, all above 32%. And they're going to need him to go 6 innings today with a doubleheader. So I don't necessarily know about the money line, but I do like Gosman have a really strong start here, especially in the strikeouts department. So I would maybe lean towards Toronto, especially if you're getting that much plus juice.
Yeah,
I mean, I might just lock the first 5 plus a half and plus 115 while we're sitting here. I don't know. Maybe I'm eating the cheese, but Snowman, you like. I think you posted Gosman ladder. You said today.
I posted a
that
strikeout
yesterday?
lay that has Gosman in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's my favorite play today for strikeouts.
Dude, I can tell you as a Yankees fan, like
Ooh.
our offense is great, but the strikeouts are still there. It's incredible.
Number
I've
3 in
never
all
seen-
baseball.
Yeah,
They
I've
strike
never
out a
seen a
lot.
team strike out so much while also hitting the piss out of the fucking ball. It's honestly fucking awesome.
I love that
It-
Snowman.
It's just a new wave of analytics for offense, right? Because
Yeah.
basically, maybe like 5-6 years ago, the analytics departments all realized for pretty much all of baseball that home runs were incredibly underrated. Now, you may say, how is that even possible? Because home runs are obviously the best play you could possibly have. But the analytics said, like, if you're going to change your swing to get more launch angle, more exit velo, and hit more home runs, then if you can get 10 extra home runs for that, we will trade 100 strikeouts for it every single time. At the end of the day, if there's nobody on base, there's no difference between a strikeout, a ground out, a fly out, whatever. Now, sure, again, if there's a guy on third with less than 2 outs, now we have different situations here, and you got situational baseball, getting the ball in the air to bring him home on a sac fly, moving runners over from second to third on a ground ball to the right side, sure. But all things considered, if you're not in those specific situations, you might as well let it rip. And these more heavily advanced analytics departments, like the Yankees have been for recently, have certainly been like, hey, we're going to change all of our guys' swings to be higher exit velo, more launch angle. And we see guys like Ben Rice are hitting the shit out of the ball. Obviously, Judge, Bellinger, but like they're young guys. We're going to start seeing, I think, even more so. Be like, hey, the way we want to teach you is who gives a shit if you strike out 100 times if that's going to give you an extra 10, 15 home runs on the year.
Well said.
Yeah.
Royal.
Hard to back that one up.
I think I love the Gosman angle. I think that's
yeah, dude. I'm
I
telling
really
you,
do think that's the play.
he pitches well versus us.
I don't think you overthink that, Snowman. I love that spot. You said some others yesterday, and I think this one stands out to me in terms of a spot people probably don't want to back the Blue Jays, seeing this price. Probably don't want to back Gosman. Freed's looked unreal. That's going to just overshadow any kind of Gosman talk. Is Fried with a sub-2 ERA at home, getting the minus 200 on the money line. And it's not like the Blue Jays have to win for Gosman to do well. So I like that. It's not more of a back to, you take the Toronto bats out of it essentially. So I like it. I like that. What's the line you got it at, and would you ladder it up to 7 or 8, or what'd you do?
I took the base at 5.5, and then I did 7 with the parlay that I posted on Twitter. And then if you wanted to continue stepping it up from there, just add 1 strikeout to each guy. Obviously, reduce a lot of risk as you go up along the ladder units wise. If you're trying to tail that,
yeah, minus 160 on the 5.5. Where's
you can get minus 140 right now on FanDuel. What you could also do with the minus 160 is I like to pair with a juice reducer pitcher to not record the win, because a lot of times, like, it's very difficult to get a win nowadays, and you can find decent Bible prices there. So if you want to pair it with, say, Bailey Falter, not to get a win on Pittsburgh going against the Dodgers, he was like minus 700 to not get a win, and that will drop the juice down significantly to a much more bettable price.
Yeah, that's smart.
I had a guy come on my stream and say he was like loving adding those to parlays. Like I never had heard of that.
Really?
And then this one dude who bets baseball every day, pitchers not to record a win market, just add it to like reduce some juice.
There's definitely been a few times every year that you just get fucked by it, where your guy easily gets strikeouts, then somehow, the Dodgers will lose 2-1 and Falter goes exactly 5 innings and somehow records the win. But more often than not, I think it's a pretty good market to cut some odds.
Yeah, that's smart. I like it. All right.
Because, if for those of you who don't know in the chat, you need a lot to record a win. You need to go at least 5 innings. You have to exit the game with a lead, and your team can never give up the lead after you get out of the game. If any of those 3 things don't happen, you don't get the win as a starting pitcher.
Yeah, it's crazy nowadays. That's actually wild. I'm sure it affects like preseason. I don't know if is that a bettable line in terms of like prize picks, is season long pitcher win totals? I'm assuming it is, right?
I would envision it is.
I don't think it's like exact lines. I think it's like 10 plus wins, 15 wins.
Okay.
I don't think it's like 18. Yeah.
I feel like if gambling were way more mainstream 20 years ago, that would have been like the number 1 category that they
Yeah.
offered.
I feel like that'd be a cool category to sweat out for a season long, even more so than strikeouts, essentially. All right, let's move on to the next game. This is disgusting. Do we even want to talk about this game? Like,
well,
I actually have a play in this game. I actually
yeah,
love
I would
this game.
say, one thing I will say before Sandy goes is both these pitchers got shelled, and we're seeing 7.5. Angels avoiding the sweep. I don't know. What do
with
you have, Sandy?
Soriano on the bump, I think that brings up a
So-
good point of what we were talking about yesterday, Royal. I will say, but Sandy, go ahead.
Kind of. I know where you're going with that.
Yeah.
So I've actually, for some reason, I've found myself on Soriano a good amount this year in the first 5. Last couple starts, I think Roy just brought it up 5 earned his last start and 3 and a third work there, and then the game before that 3 earned as well. So a couple shaky starts with the Angels. Now, of course, the Angels bats aren't anything crazy, but I am playing the Angels first 5 plus a half on the road. It's fucking disgusting, but it's like plus 100, and I think Soriano can right the ship to that. The metrics on Soriano are pretty solid. Everything I'm looking at least. I don't know, Snowman, if you see otherwise, but Soriano looks good on paper. He just hasn't. Yeah, for sure, obviously, but he just hasn't really put it together in his last few starts. He's had a couple. I mean, he went 7 and 2/3 like 3 starts ago, and then had a couple shaky ones. But I do think I'm not a fan of the Twins in any shape or form, nor am I a fan of their offense. And I think Soriano in 5 can give us 5 solid innings, and I'll take the hook there on the plus a half all day long today. So that's where I'm at in that game. Kind of just backing a Soriano bounce back. I know Joe Ryan kind of got teed up a little bit too, but I do like lower scoring game, and I'll happily take the plus a half as well.
That was kind of my read. I think both pitchers kind of bounced back here, especially Ryan. But one thing Peter said when he was on that I feel like is true. When the Twins are hot, you just kind of like let them be, let them ride it out because it's not lasting long. Come on, we know that. This team sucks. This team's fucking awful. Let them have a few games. You know, get the fans back in it. Buxton's back, Correa's back, all these guys, and then they suck again. So I'm off this one for those reasons. And you do have probably the Angels' best arm on the other mound, which MJ, I think that's probably what's keeping me off.
Yep.
Of our system.
Exactly what I was going to mention.
Yeah, but
So
I do kind of lean the under though.
So what me and Royal have found, or at least noticed, not really found, and we haven't really put our money on it necessarily, but we've been noticing it after the fact. Is you have okay, yeah. Actually, with the Mets, it's basically you get a team avoiding the sweep in a series against a team that's up, 2 or 3-0 on the series, obviously, with one of their best pitchers on the mound, in an ideal spot to avoid the sweep. We've been noticing more often than not that team loses and they get swept. For example, Wheeler with the Phillies as of recently versus the Mets. The Mets were up. I think it was only a 3-game series, but Wheeler was on the bump for that avoid the series sweep, and they got absolutely crushed. Jordan Romano gave up 2 in the extra innings, and it was, just tale as old as time. The
Orioles most recently, they were going against Gore, Nationals' best arm, and it's like, the sweep feels pretty easy because it was against was it the rookie pitcher or Kremer? I don't even know.
It was
whoever.
Are you talking about the Mariners game?
No, Orioles Nationals, because the Orioles were down 2-0 in the series.
Oh, it was Gore.
And
it was
like,
Gore on the bump for now.
No, I know. I'm saying for the Orioles.
Maybe
It's like, yeah, Povich. Yes.
Yep.
He's been pitching terrible. And it's like, how easy does the sweep look? It's like you want to get sharp saying, oh, Orioles are going to get swept, right? Like, sure. But actually, when you think about it, Nationals are the easy side with fucking Gore on the bump and a 7 ERA pitcher on the other side. So, yeah, if they were throwing out like Hendricks or somebody else, I'd probably lean the Angels. But yeah, with their best arm,
and it's the Twins at the end of the day, who I don't think anybody it has a problem with fading, right? Get the Twins.
Surely the Twins get a sweep.
The Twins are awful. I feel like every time I've tried, no matter what bet I've done this season involving the Twins, whether I bet on them or whether I fade them, I feel like they always fuck me. Yes. This is a game I'm not really looking to bet on. I think the under is probably my favorite look. I don't mind some Soriano stuff because Kikuchi and Kyle Hendricks each only went like 2 or 3 innings in the last 2 games. So the bullpen has gotten a ton of use, and they definitely would like to see, I would think, at least 5, if not 6 innings out of Soriano. He's been getting a pretty solid pitch count so far this year. The last 4, he's been in between 84 and 93 pitches. So if they're going to give him a 90 pitch count, I don't mind that first 5. Angels look, I don't mind the under look if he is on. The Twins bat, as you guys have been saying, red hot the last 2 games. I think they're definitely due for some negative regression. Joe Ryan is projected 7.5 strikeouts as his over-under. Feels a little bit high to me. I know the Angels are a top 2 team right now at striking out, but Ryan has been really disappointing to me this year. So I think the under is probably my favorite look here because, again, with how hot the Twins bats have been the last 2 games, it seems like they're due for a little bit of pullback, and then especially with Soriano on the mound, I think that again, I don't really see runs coming from the Angels all that often. So if there's gonna be a lower scoring game, I think it's a good look for the Angels first half and the under.
What do you think? You made a good point. What do you think about the Twins? They're heating up a bit, and they got a series with the Guardians on deck. Obviously, they played the White Sox and the Angels, so it's not hard for a team that's just competent to look good against those squads. Do you think they fall on their face against the Guardians, or do you think it's like a good momentum double series back to back to play well against a good team like Cleveland? What do you guys think? If you had to see the future.
I would guess fall on their face because I don't think they're a very good club.
Right. I totally agree. So I don't think we fade the Twins here today. I think I'm going to wait.
That's what I'm saying.
Till they play the Guardians on the road for me.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with no action in this game. Perfectly fine with no action at all in this game.
You don't want to watch this Angels Twins masterclass game today? It's probably the best game on the entire board. NBA, NHL, MLB.
Good with skipping this one too. With
You got
yeah.
Schuylkill Valley Sports and Coffee Creamer.
Actually, I mean, here you go. O's avoiding the sweep.
Versus
Big Scooble.
This is like the flip side.
Wow.
The flip side of what we like. Obviously, with a rat shit pitcher avoiding the sweep, it's a different story, right? Because what's going to change with this kind of matchup? It's probably the O's in some fashion, bro.
Do
Really
we make an exception for
Big Scooby Snacks?
I do like Scooble strikeouts today. He's also in my parlay with Gausman. So doesn't mean that the Orioles can't score runs. I mean, Scooble's going to go about 6 innings regardless of how shitty he's pitching.
Yep.
But I do think that is a pretty good matchup for him. Strikeout wise, he has a really good history against the lineup so far that he's already faced. And as a lefty, some of the more threatening bats in the lineup, he has a decent matchup against now. Fair. So I obviously, he's got a pretty good strikeout stuff. He is the reigning Cy Young winner and one of the best strikeout artists in all of baseball. 6.5 strikeouts, -175. I went with 8 for the parlay, get a little bit of odds there.
Royal.
This is a good spot for him coming off of a pretty bad game from all things considered. 4 strikeouts, only 5 innings against the Royals. I think he bounces back in a good spot in a day game here. You're
not going to get too many times with Scooble coming off 4Ks, no man, so I can't knock it. What were you screaming about, Sandy?
I took
I get all his noties, bro.
What did you do?
I took the 1.5, man. I think Scooble shoves. I think Kremer does enough to not get shelled. Because he did get shelled last start. I mean, that line was weird. I'm glad I stayed off. He got fucking pieced up. 5-pieced. And we kind of seen when he gets shelled, he bounces back pretty nicely for one start. I just think this game's a snooze fest. I think both pitchers pitch well. I think Orioles either win late or hopefully lose by 1.
Well, hopefully
I'm testing the system, man. It's something I've noticed since last year that works. Now again, Scooble might be an underlier. He's really fucking good. So we could be fucked here. I almost just choked on something, but
I hope for the both of y'all that this game ends 3-2, maybe 2-1. Scooble has double-digit Ks, but Baltimore covers the 1.5 and loses by 1. That would be beautiful for y'all, and that's what I'm.
I'll root outright for I have no issue with the Orioles winning this game as long as Scooble gets strikeouts. I could care less.
Yep. I mean, let's be real. Who the fuck wants to back Kremer on the road versus Scooble at home?
Not many.
I don't think many people against the 17-10 Tigers.
Orioles suck though, so strap in.
They do suck.
Tigers also swept both games of the doubleheader yesterday, which I think is relatively less common than we think. I feel like we see splits way more often.
Yeah.
So I don't mind the Orioles here as well, where it's like, do we really think they're going to lose 3 games in 2 days? I get, of course, it is Scooble, but I have no issues with the Oriole pick. I could see an easily plus 1.5 cover, and hopefully Scooble gets his 8-9 Ks.
Beautiful, love it.
Let's do it.
What do we got?
All right, I need to start this one. As we've known, the OG riders in the chat, Logan Allen owns my fucking dignity. I've tried to fade this guy every single start for the most part. Just does not work. I mean, 1 earned run, 0 earned run, 0 earned run. The guy just gets away with absolute homicide, whatever you want to call it. Hard contact left and right, pissed on balls, just somehow always right to the fielder. Now, the problem is He's a lefty. All Boston's best hitters are lefties. I think he has reverse splits. I need to double check this. Is this finally the game? Because the total ain't saying it is. Let me pull it up quick.
I think you have to. I think you have to slay the dragon.
I don't know if it's with Boston though. Yeah, he's got a 6.15 slug versus lefties. You got Devers, you got Duran, Willie Abreu. Who's the other guy? Casas. I mean, he's been shaky.
Yeah, he's been bad.
There's somebody else. Point is, I mean, not going to get a much better lineup with this amount. Much better lineup with this amount of lefties.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate Logan Allen. Hate him. I hate fucking Andrew Heaney. Hate him.
Andrew Heaney, dude.
Bro, the guy's literally a Cy Young finalist right now. Makes no sense.
Sandy, I think your mic just switched.
Did it? I'm underwater.
No, you sound like.
Hello?
Keep going. Keep switching.
One sec.
Yeah, I can fix your volume. Royal. So you're saying you want to back Boston essentially?
I don't know because they've kind of been. I mean, I wanted to look at Boston team total, but they've scored 7 and 4.
Yeah,
So,
and Bello had a really good outing in his first game back.
I think I just stay away, to be honest. Some Sunday cake.
I hate this guy. I like him. I like Bello.
I don't think they hate him. He had a really good. I think when they called him up, he looked really good, and last year he was just not good. He lost a lot of people some coin.
I mean, it's crazy how quickly people fall out of people's high hopes. I mean, I like him a lot. I like him as a pitcher. I think he's a dog. I mean, I don't see there's any reason to fade him right now. With that being said, like the Guardians are scrappy, and I don't know what to think of this series. I still feel like the common precedent is that Bello sucks, but
I'm off that. Only 2 lefties.
That's what's intriguing to me. I feel like most people are on the Bello sucks bandwagon, and even though you were splooging over Logan Allen earlier, it's not like he has that great of a reputation. The 7.5 under is kind of speaking to me.
Fuck him, man.
Yeah, we usually see. I mean, Boston's known for having pretty high totals. I'm wondering what that total was.
That's at them at home, though.
Yeah, but I mean, we saw versus Seattle. I granted it's different ballpark with Bello and Miller on the bump. I mean, 9.5 total. I mean, 2 runs shorter in his next start feels like a lot of respect to Snowman's point. I like that.
I mean, maybe people are higher up on Allen than maybe the people are sharp on Allen. Allen has been dealing. He only has 1 earned run in his last 3 starts combined.
Yeah.
But I just feel like the general consensus look at this game and say this should be an over spot. So I'd have guessed this would be 8.5, if not 9. So to see it at 7.5 is surprising.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, Cleveland.
I think it's going to end up being a bad matchup for Boston. I mentioned his Allen sucks versus lefties. They only have 2 lefties. I mean, he's shut down versus righties. 200 average, 246 slug. I mean, that's pretty fucking good. So I'm thinking Boston kind of struggles here. Like I said, their team total to me looks pretty free. That's why I didn't want to take it. 7.5 total. I mean, they've scored 7 and 4. That's almost the full game total, and then that's already half with 4. So I think Allen might shove again, bro. Like this guy.
Damn, we have so many games left, bro.
So many.
Holy
Gotta take
shit.
this quick.
Good Lord, man.
Hunter Brown's him.
Let's pick up the pace on these a little bit if you guys got plays in them. Astros KC. Anything here? We got 2 awesome pitchers on the mound, 7.5 total. What are we thinking? Snowman, you got anything in this when it comes to a K ladder? I feel like
Nerfy.
this would be a Nerfy.
Bubich.
Yes, run first inning.
Oh, Yerfy. I like that.
Love taking the Yerfy when there's 2 studs on the mound and you get like a super, super high Nerfy price. Just feel like these minus 160 Nerfies never hit. And if you keep taking these plus odds ones, I think that's a system that I like to sometimes go on where it's like when someone looks at that, it's like, oh, this is easily the best Nerfy on the day. I guess the line isn't actually terrible. It's only minus 130 to the under on FanDuel right now, plus 102. But this is a game that I would look to take the Yerfy because the Nerfy just seems so free. And you could just tell that like everyone's going to have this one in their Nerfy parlay or whatever.
Right, Bubich and Brown on the mound. I mean, 7.5. It's kind of a no-brainer. I'm so with you. I thought you said Nerfy at first. I was like, oh fuck. I mean, we're pulling up a seat to the squares table. I can definitely get on board with a Yerfy here, Snowman. I can definitely get on board. It's probably going to be a solo shot with 2 outs in the bottom of the first, and that's what we live for as gamblers at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
What's Nuke in play runs?
Yeah, watching the ESPN Gamecast, not even watching the game. Astros trying to avoid the sweep. KC going for 7 straight. We said that on stream too. I forgot to mention. We talked about the Royals heating up right now. And look at that, a carbon copy of the game in game 1, 2-0 victory. I mean, we probably see. I mean, it's funny. We get 2 unders, and now we get probably the best pitching matchup out of the series. Be funny if this went over, right? After 2 runs or 4 runs combined in 2 games. That would be a contrarian angle too. So I like the Yerfy. I like the over. I think this is going to be one of the more exciting ones with, I guess, an unlikely game script in terms of the pitching matchup. So I love that, Snowman. Love it. KC on the sweep watch. I kind of like that as well. I think you keep on just putting coin on KC. They seem to be figuring it out. And this is probably the time to jump on the bandwagon. I don't know about you guys, but
we have another system.
We somewhat because you got Bubich.
Yeah.
We like the over though, and Snowman likes the Yerfy Royal in this one.
Dude, I mean, let's be honest. I was talking to Crutch about it. Anytime there's cool. 2, you can call Hunter Brown an ace right now. Bubich, not yet because they have Riggins. He's just young.
Yeah.
The Yerfy is always free. I mean, we saw it in the fucking Dodgers game with May and whoever Shada. I mean, there was like 7 runs in the first inning. Yeah. I mean, every fucking time there's 2 shutdown pitchers. There's always 1 run early, at least, and then sometimes it usually fizzles out. But the Yerfy is usually fucking free. Makes no sense.
Whatever game people look at the board and they just are only looking at the pitching matchup and they're like, oh, these are the best pitching matchups. We're taking the Yerfy. It just feels like it never hits. Or the Nerfy never hits.
Nerfy, I agree. Yeah. I remember one time when I was first getting into betting, this is probably like, I don't even know, but it was Prime DeGrom, and I forgot who was on the other mound, and I was like, yeah, let's go with the fucking Nerfy. It's going to be awesome. I think there's 2 runs in the fucking first. Like, it makes no sense sometimes.
Love it. All right, we'll move on. I said we should just keep putting money on the Royals too. Royal, not to repeat myself. Kansas City Royal props. Brewers Cardinals. What we got here, boys? Anything catching your eye? Seems like
nothing for me here.
Add high with these 2 pitchers.
I mean, Quintana's been absolutely dealing. Yeah. I mean, Fed, nobody even knows exists pretty much in the Cardinals. I think most people I suck. Seems like a pretty easy price to tap with Milwaukee, no? My opinion. I mean, I
want no part of this game.
Because here's the thing. Nobody bet on the Cardinals yesterday. That's why we probably saw their line move from -160 from when we were talking about it in the morning to -140. They still came through. No one was paying that price. It's got steamed a little bit to the other side because people were tapping the Brewers at plus money. Now you get a pretty reasonable price to take the Brewers. Again, I feel like this is just
avoiding the sweep.
St. Louis. Yeah, it's avoiding the sweep as well. Nobody thinks the Cardinals are any good. Brewers are somewhat of a trendy team, not really, but Quintana kind of pushes me over the fence to the St. Louis side here, personally. I think this is one of my favorite sides, honestly, of what we talked about so far is St. Louis.
Quintana's just been like...
This is our system.
No, dude.
Bro.
He's a machine.
This is our system.
I mean, you got a
great locks.
Three. If it was Michaelis, I would say so.
Oscar, let's go. M66. That seems like a new name. 5 subs from you, bro. Let's go.
Oscar Ram. Oscar Ram.
That's awesome, bro.
Oh,
appreciate you. That's fucking awesome, dude. Appreciate you, Oscar.
Wait, Oscar Ramirez. He ain't new.
Wait, did he change his name?
Yeah, definitely.
Oscar Ram 66. You definitely changed your name or shit or something on Twitch.
Oscar's the boy.
As always. Yeah, if that's the Oscar on Twitter that I'm thinking of, yeah, Oscar is an OG. Okay,
yeah, I'm good on this game. The more I think about it, I'm all set on that game. Got 2 pitchers who, let's be honest, they're not very good. I mean, Fetty had a very, very weird last year, pretty much insane numbers. And he's kind of doing it again this year. It's like his underlying stuff is terrible, but he gets away with it. I mean, 0 earned run. I mean, the Pirates suck. 1 earned run. Astros were probably cold back then, and then 2 versus Atlanta, who seem to be heating up. I mean, guy just does it consistently.
Fetty's just a contact pitcher, which in today's baseball is getting more and more rare.
Yeah,
But
Quintana too.
yeah, especially for a guy like Fetty, it's like if you're missing bats, everything will be good. He's done a good job thus far this season. He's gone at least 6 innings in 4 of his 5 starts. I feel like he's kind of due for a stinker. I mean, I guess he did get shit on by Boston, but other than that, he's been pretty electric. I don't know.
And
I
that
just
was
want no
just a
part of this
terrible
game. I don't really
matchup.
want to. I agree that St. Louis is probably the play, but I just don't want to back Fetty.
It's a good
Right.
point.
Yeah.
Hey, J.R. Berger, appreciate you, man. I love
Quintana's
seeing
been
new
good.
people in. Love that.
Yeah, appreciate that,
If
bro.
you're new in chat, please drop something if you're new. If you started, watching this week or as of recently, love the subs as well. Appreciate any support you guys give. We honestly just want you guys to be in here and chat, and that's all the support we need at the end of the day. Like we said, the subs are just the cherry on top for us. So appreciate you. Mississippi, that's completely correct. And a throwback. W. W collabs with Snow. Yeah, he's a goat. He's a goat.
That will never not be funny.
I feel like I have a good eye for talent, and Snowman's definitely got it to make it in this industry. So we love having
Like a
him
young
on here.
Shador Sanders.
W.
Oh, baby.
All
Sorry,
right,
I'm just
what
looking
do
at the Rockies here. Sandy, I know you got to be intrigued.
Nah, guys, keep scrolling, bro. Keep scrolling.
No, we're gonna
Avoid
water.
the sweep
We're
against
waterboarding
Lindor.
you with the fucking Rockies, dude.
No way. I'm not pulling up to the counter with any action on this game. Who's even? I didn't even look at this game. Who's pitching? Is it Feltner and who?
Dog shit Lodolo.
Yeah, Lodolo minus 120 in Coors, bro. Come on. Ryan
Yeah,
Feltner
I was
fucking
actually
sucks.
potentially interested in going with the Rockies because I think Lodolo has just been such dog shit this year.
Wow.
I mean,
Please. I'm so down.
Colorado has been by far the worst team in baseball at striking out, and I probably could have just left off by far the worst team in baseball. But I just have no interest in backing Lodolo today on strikeouts. I've backed him a couple of times this year. He's had a lot of really good matchups. In fact, in his 5 matchups, 4 of the 5 matchups are in the top 10 strikeouts wise. He had 1, 3, 6, and 4 in those matchups. So you now have to pay a pretty steep tax to go up against Colorado. It's 5.5 with heavy juice to the under. I just want no part of Lodolo today. He hasn't gone through 6 innings in each of his last 2 starts. He's been a little bit wild, been a little bit inconsistent. And while he normally does like to pepper the zone with strikes, it's not the greatest thing in Coors Field because if you are throwing hittable pitches and they get any sort of lift on them, I mean, we're seeing an 11 over-under for a reason. I know because Feltner is nothing special either. I'm sure a lot of the expectation is on the Reds side of things to score, but I think we could see an over spot here or even the Rockies. I want no part of this game back in the Reds or Lodolo.
Yeah, I think I do like this, to be honest. I just saw Lodolo, as you mentioned, the Snowman. The last 2 starts have been bad. I mean, let's be honest, 3 and 4 to the Marlins and Mariners. These 2 lineups are not great on paper, so honestly, I could see him pitching somewhat decent, but I kind of like the over, like you said. I mean, the win in Coors, let's be honest, it's not something you can look over just because of the altitude already. So definitely off the Rockies train. If they win, right read, wrong result, as Sandy would say. But I'm fine with sitting that one out. I agree, straight locks. Dude, I feel like, I don't know if you guys can agree, but like that 1 year he came up kind of like made his name because he was so good. He came up like halfway through the season, I think, and he was just like, we're like, who the fuck is this guy? He's honestly like a goofy white dude that's shoving. And then last year he gets hurt. It's like you don't really know what you have.
Yep.
And now this year he's pretty good. I mean,
but it's also one of those things that it's like, when you get to face everybody in the league for the first time,
right?
Sure, they have scouting reports, but they got to see you once or twice before it's like, okay, I know what this guy does. I know what his stuff looks like. I know now where to be swinging the bat. And he just might have had an early mover's advantage where it's like, hey, first time through the league, you look good. And then now that they see, oh, your stuff's not actually that great, we can catch up to it and actually get some hits.
Yep, exactly. Add on to the fact that, there's tons of film on hitters. You know where their weak spots are, where they chase. That's all stuff the pitchers and obviously the team scout and look into. So more data available. Pitcher's advantage. I agree with the point made for sure. I'll rock with the over if you guys rock with it. I think that's the right play there.
Yeah.
All right, here's a game we were dead wrong on yesterday.
I went to college with Schwarber, if that counts.
Is it Schwarber?
I was at IU the same time he was there.
That's sick.
That's fucking awesome.
Legend.
Daddy Schwarbucks. Fucking love him. Except when he wears those fucking sunglasses, dude. Snowman, I don't know if you've heard me talk about Schwarber with sunglasses on, but or Sandy, have you heard of it? Me talk about
Is he a bot? No, I think I have.
He's a bot. In
That's
day games,
hilarious.
when you see Schwarber wear those fucking red Oakleys
Move
in the
on.
batter's box, his whiff rate must be like 90%.
So you're saying if we see Schwarber in sunglasses, we need to be live betting each at bat to be a strikeout.
Yes, I swear to God, dude. The only time he got on base yesterday, we got just drilled by a pitch. Other than that, he looked like Helen Keller in the box. I'm telling you, every day game, especially in Citizens Bank Park, he's horrid. You got that same hat shoe? W, yeah, I know. I think you sent me it. Lodoto kind of Trent's friend, original baseball goat whale member. I don't know.
Yeah, they went to college.
Oh, they went to college together too. Okay.
Yeah.
TCU.
No, he knows him because I remember.
That's cool.
I remember he was in the goat whale, and one of Trent's like fans or whoever watches book it was like asking him about it. He's like, "Oh, I saw it." He's like, "I know Trent. The guy had like a project with him or something." Like the video went like crazy viral.
Who do we think put more
Gambling
work
Twitter.
in that school project, Trent or Lodolo?
Definitely Trent.
Definitely. Hell no.
I don't know if the project ever got finished. Is that's the problem?
I think Lodolo and Tatum went to high school.
That's really sick.
I think that. Oh no, it was some hockey player too, right?
No, it was
Matthew
Kachuk, I think.
Yeah.
I've seen that graphic. I see the graphic more fucking
Yeah.
time on Twitter, bro.
And did you know that Clayton Kershaw and Matthew Stafford went to high school together?
I
don't
did
if you
not
guys ever
know
heard
that.
one.
No. Never seen that
Dude,
before. Either.
that's an insane duo.
Right?
That high school, holy shit.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
I'm not reading that comment, John. Yeah, I'm not bringing that up either. It's insane from you. All right, I gotta clear the air here. I was absolutely, couldn't
Yeah,
have
we all
been
were.
more wrong. Good Lord. I mean, who was right when we were talking about this game? If you had White Sox to win by 7 runs, good for you, man, because you're a wizard and you need to grant me some wishes. Do they do it back to back is the question. I mean, the White Sox have only had one back-to-back win, and it was against Boston in the Battle of the Sox. What do you guys think about this game? Is there anything to play here? Any kind of edge other than just squaring up with the A's and after getting trousered by Chicago?
I will tell you if there's a play. Let me check Soderstrom real quick.
White Sox have
Soderstrom
scored-
HRR is just without
White
fail.
Sox have scored 5 and 10 runs in the series, and we know that the A's stadium is a great hitter's ballpark. So maybe just continue to stick with White Sox team total.
Oh,
Bats have been
God.
hot. Going against Beto, nothing special.
That's a scary bet. Even just saying that out loud is scary. White Sox team total. Man.
Davis Martin, 490 slug to lefties.
Is there any hitter we could back on the White Sox?
Soderstrom day.
I think we got it. What did he do yesterday? Because they unfortunately nerfed him. He finally put that at 130. I ain't playing that.
Or
If it
we
ain't
just,
Brett Rooker props. I'm not touching A's batters.
I mean, Jacob Wilson hit is pretty much LeBron 10 plus points at this point, right? So that's just been a
Yeah.
money glitch.
Wilson 0 for 3 yesterday too. He could be due.
Hey, little buy low spot. We know we love those over at Ramble HQ. Anything in this game? Otherwise, we'll move on.
I'm taking it.
You are
Give me the goat. He's back.
HRR.
They
or
thought they
what?
could take him away from us.
Del Vargas. Chew, you like?
He was the
Vargas?
home run leader until Suarez went full
Yes.
Bonds mode.
What's the odds on that, Royal? What'd you get?
Minus 120.
Nice. All right, that's fair. Snowman, anything on this one? Sandy, anything on this before we move?
It's a pass.
Nothing for me here.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. Rangers, Giants. What are we thinking here? I will say, I mean,
What do you do with Hicks?
dude, Hicks is like I don't even know what to call this guy. He's kind of like a head case, I think.
Yeah, he is.
He's got a ton of swag, young cat,
Nasty stuff.
ton of talent. Just like I think gets in his own head. At least, like I have obviously very low tier competitive knowledge. I was a pitcher in high school and I didn't bat. I couldn't see the fucking ball, so I just pitched. Pitching is all mental, and I remember having guys on my team that are like this, like super talented guys, could throw faster than me, but just like would get up on the mound and like can't keep their cool. Can't leave bullshit in an inning and, you know, have a flawless inning the next one out. Just some guys are incapable of that. That seems to be what Hicks is, in my opinion. And we've seen Hicks get disrespect on the ML before too. I don't know what to think about this, honestly. I mean, I've seen the Giants favored and, you know, somewhat heavily juiced favorites at home quite a bit this year. Sometimes they come through, sometimes they don't. There's no real rhyme or reason that I've seen, but what do you guys think? I mean, Leitner or Letner, however you say it, is been great.
Leitner.
But if we zoom out a little bit, do you think that anybody's really talking about the Rangers, really? I mean, I feel like they've sneakily been very good, and nobody's really giving them any time of day in terms of like the bigger picture talk. At least
They started off so fucking bad.
right, but wouldn't you say they pretty good 15 and 12 for not playing like that great? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why people think they're not playing great, but you look at the record and they've had some great wins, and you know, DeGrom's not been pitching great, but
I think DeGrom has been underwhelming that people think that Texas just hasn't been that good. You asked earlier what we should call a pitcher like Hicks. I have the perfect word to call him: a relief pitcher. He's in the wrong role right now. He needs to be in the bullpen with his, exactly, you said, the mental stuff and the he has dominant stuff, but I think that's be better used in like a 20 to 30 pitch, you know, short sample. I think he'd be a great closer.
Yep.
He's had 7, 5, and 5 earned runs in his last 3 starts. Leiter's had 0, 1, and 0, and now we see the Giants as a favorite. I think the play is Giants or nothing, but I don't really want to back Hicks.
Agreed.
Yeah. I like the Giants first 5 today, but I couldn't get to it.
Hicks is going to somehow become a Yankee and just become best relief pitcher in baseball, like we see every fucking year.
You're just reciting your dreams of previous nights.
I mean, dude, he was a great bullpen arm in St. Louis when he was really young, and then I don't really know what happened.
He started as a reliever, Hicks?
Yes.
Yeah, he was like a 100-mile-an-hour closer.
Yeah.
It was one of those things like Clay Holmes where he wanted to start. So I understand wanting to start, but you are a relief pitcher, bro.
I'm not tapped into the contract lens of closers and starters. I'm assuming starters get a fatter paycheck if I had to guess. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's probably why. If I know anything about professional athletes.
Good point.
I mean, Hicks has given up 5 earned runs in 3 straight starts or more. He had 7 3 starts ago. This guy hasn't been able to keep people off the bases.
Yeah, you might.
And now it's a 7.5 under where they're minus 122. I think it's Giants or nothing.
Exactly.
But
I completely agree. I'm kind of talking myself into Giants today, sadly.
Right.
I just can't back him because I've almost fell for it every time. I went through this last year. I was a Hicks Glazer because he's just got nasty stuff, like Snowman said. Like, you want him to be good almost, and he started off pretty good, and then it was just deteriorating. And so I've been through it, unfortunately, unlike MJ, but he's bad.
No, I took him first 5 money line last start.
Oh, I know. I'm saying now you learned. I learned this last year. The guy just can't.
Sometimes you gotta learn the hard way. He's a guy you want to like. He's got flag, but whatever. Rays Padres. We have great pace right now, by the way. Great job.
So here's the best play in this game is Tatis in some fashion. We're just gonna start it with that. My problem is he's had a double back-to-back games. He is my GOAT, which I don't like. But Zach Littell, he's also in that third that pitcher I hate. Zach Littell, Andrew Heaney, and Logan Allen. Those guys can.
You're Andrew Heaney.
Holy Trinity. Holy Trinity. Littell.
Now the good thing is Zach Littell actually fucking sucks, and his numbers reflect it. And he is a awesome fade. I mean, you could take anybody versus this guy. He sucks versus righties. He sucks versus lefties. He probably shoves today. Now that I'm saying this, but I mean, this is whatever the highest level of praise is. That's Tatis's matchups today. He smashes fucking righties. Littell just hangs breaking balls. He doesn't throw. He just pounds the zone. Yeah. The problem is his bases are like minus 130, and I'm not doing that. So I don't know how to play it, but that's the best play in this game.
And did you adjust this comment already?
Yeah, Soderstrom.
All right, okay, cool.
The king.
Maybe a sneaky play for Tatis would be a run scored. We have a relatively high-ish over-under for these teams. And if we think Tatis is going to be doing, damage with the bat, he'll have to get on base somehow as the leadoff hitter. And looking at the matchups right now, Machado has owned Littell in his career. He's 5 for 10 against him hitting. So that could be a decent spot then for Tatis got on base, Machado drive him in. Probably bettable line for Tatis to run.
I like it.
Yeah, I would love to see the odds on that. I'm gonna look at the
end of the day.
quick.
See if I can find
Lose with Tatis. I mean, I'm not gonna feel too bad about it because I'll just take him the next game.
Slider, sinker, split.
It's like Tatis is minus 135 for a run. A little juicy, but
yeah,
probably hits.
Bit juicy.
Yeah.
Here's Tatis's stats versus righties with his pitches. 57 at-bats, 24 hits, 421 average, 510 WOBA, 1.2 OPS, 0.3 ISO, which is insane, 8 extra base hits, 5 home runs, 19 hard hit, line drives, and foul balls. He has a 64 hard hit percentage versus righties with these pitchers. I mean, you can't get any better than that. So I don't know how to play it, but if you see him go yard today, just know.
Sorry, I'm just thinking to myself about what to post today. Knicks or
no, you're good. I mean, like I said, he's had a double in back-to-back games, so it's like, is he going to keep this up versus a shit pitcher? But
I'm sorry not to throw us off track, but I need to figure out what I'm posting today.
Real quick, yeah, we can move on unless anyone has anything in that.
No, I got nothing.
Logan Gilbert isn't pitching today, right? Like covers his bug in here.
No, Gilbert pitched yesterday.
No, he pitched the day before, right?
Or 2 days ago, yeah.
Yeah, so
but he left early. He left early.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he got pulled after like 2 or 3 innings with a injury.
I'm seeing Evans on CBS. Let's go, Alex.
Trent Nukes Pistons, dude. This is scaring the shit out of me.
Hey, Trent's hot though. He hit the Avs Dodgers MLP last night. I actually tailed him on that.
When me and Trent collab, it always goes pretty well, but I didn't think the Pistons would be as popular as. And
see,
I hate
also surprised by how popular the Pistons are.
Whenever me and Royal have these conversations, I swear to God, Royal is like 5-0 on me. I'm not kidding. So I'm really scared. Like, I haven't learned from my mistakes in the past. Like, when Royal really is adamant about something, especially Knicks related, it scares the absolute dog shit out of me.
Well, let's not give too much glaze here. I loved them game 2, and they lost outright. So let's not beat the dead horse. But I definitely loved them game 3. That was a good read. I like him here again. Like I said, I mean, we're kind of seeing it unfold. I don't think anyone thinks they're gonna win 2 on the road.
I'm thinking to myself, the question that keeps going back in my head is what seems more appealing. I mean, Detroit and Minnesota, I feel like don't both win, which is
it seems like people are more comfortable with the Pistons.
I agree. GSR Thrasher with the sub. Thank you, brother. If we missed that, I forget.
WGSR.
Sandy's sitting there with a Lakers ticket in his pocket.
Dude, I know that's the other thing.
Trent's betting Lakers today.
Like, that's the other thing too. If you guys watch that, I mean, they booed him every time he stepped in the court, every time he touched the ball. You know that fucking feeds into him, man. You know that.
Oh man.
Do I play Tatis? I think
just
I
bet Tatis bases, bro. Fuck.
Yeah,
I mean, you're betting way worse. You've bet way worse shit this week, probably than that.
What, Caleb over 500 passing yards?
All right, Roll. You think
rookie passing yards later?
Yeah, we can lab up some Caleb passing yards. Keep what?
You think I pivot?
No, MJ, don't pivot, bro.
Yeah, don't just
that's
pivot.
Your read, bro.
Yeah.
That's your read.
Trust your read. Trust your read.
I'm standing on my read. Yeah, you got to stand on yours. It doesn't matter. We're head to head. That was my read. Is I thought the Pistons looked easy at home. I don't think people thought the Knicks really.
You gotta trust your read, man.
I don't want to say they don't have a chance, but I just think that was my read.
Fine.
Because if they win and you pivot off, you're gonna hate yourself. So
true. I have to die on the Detroit hill. Fuck it. I'm just posting it right now. Gucci. It's a Lemonade Cade Cunningham edit, so Raul, you might be fucked with the aura farming I'm about to pull off on the feed. Right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Big Cade, huh?
All right, let's move on. Or did we talk about this game? Sandy, you should kick us off here, eh?
Yeah, Shohei bases. All right, what's next?
Next is Glass Now K's also.
You glass now today? Yeah, I mean,
Honestly, he's
honestly,
the final piece of my K-Lay to go along with Gosman and Scooble. Going with a few aces today. Great matchup, in my opinion, for Glasnow. First of all, he's coming off of a pretty rough outing, and the Pirates are one of the better teams overall to target. 6.5 minus 160. I'll start him at 8. I think he absolutely shoves today.
Yeah.
Has he had that good start yet? Because last time we were looking, he got shelled left and right. Yes,
he hasn't been like as dominant this year as we were
no.
probably expecting. He does have an 8 against Atlanta and a 7 against the Cubs. He only had 6 last game against Texas, only 2 against Philly. Those are and 4 against. Oh, no, sorry. Those are his 4 starts this year. So 8 and 7 are his top 2. Braves are a good matchup. Cubs are not a very good matchup for strikeouts. So it's a good performance there. But I kind of just look at, he only got through 4 innings last game against Texas and did not pitch particularly all that well. Not that he didn't pitch well. Maybe he left with an injury or something, because it looks
he
like
did.
he
He
did.
did. He only gave 3 hits. He actually didn't give him a single run. But
so maybe he left with an
left
injury
early.
or something. As long as he's
He only
good to
threw
go,
52
and
pitches.
certainly the books think he's going to be fine. 17.5 outs as the projected line for his innings. He's still been good enough strikeout wise this year. Again, even though he only went 4 innings, he still got 6 strikeouts, the 50% K rate. So I do like this matchup today for him, assuming he can power through it.
Yeah, I like what you said, because he hasn't looked great, like you said, except for the last start. But we all know how good this fucking guy is, let's be honest. And when he's healthy, he's one of the best pitchers in baseball. So, and plus, we liked Sasaki yesterday. I don't know if you played his stomach. I think he did. I mean, he didn't even come close, right? So, kind of
he
like
was 1
it.
away. I think he ended up with
Right.
4, maybe.
So I like it even more now.
Yeah, Sasaki was not great yesterday. And, we were expecting Sasaki to pick it up, and maybe we were going a little too thin on saying it had to be in this next upcoming start. I'm still a believer in Sasaki long term. I still think he's got a great chance to be Rookie of the Year. I mean, he's still favorited for a reason.
Yeah, I think he's going to be fine. It's just, I mean, we saw it with Yamamoto last year. I mean, Sandy, you probably didn't like him start of the season, and now he's Cy Young candidate.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. He needs
Sasaki's-
time. Like Yamamoto,
Yeah.
bro,
so
Yamamoto
much
shocked.
younger.
People forget he couldn't fucking throw strikes. He was getting teed off on in where was it, Tokyo last year?
Yeah,
man,
first
like,
game of the season,
sucked.
he
And
got
then-
shelled.
Yeah, against the Padres too. So that was like my whole the whole NOS was seeing that shit. But no, Yamamoto's fucking sick. Sasaki, you just got to give him more time, man. That's all it comes down to. Like the adjustment's crazy too. Like going from where he was in his whole life, coming to literally a new country, new league, the best league in the world. Like it's gonna take time, right?
And he's still so young. He's only like, 23?
Yeah, he's super young. I think 23. Yeah,
He's like one of the youngest players in the entire big leagues.
yeah. He'll be A-okay with due time.
What did we come to a conclusion on this one? What was the
Just put Dodgers money line in a greaser in glass now.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it just as simple as Dodgers Celtics? What could go wrong?
I mean, I'll be honest, I think it is.
It could be. I think did Beef post any greasers today? Do we know what the greaser
Beef.
alert is?
He said his greaser. He said he's looking at right now. It was Yanks and Dodgers, and then Canes and to be determined. Yankees, Dodgers, greaser.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
We should also add the Judge Otani home run lay.
Judge bases, Judge Otani bases, Tatis bases. Anyone else want to add anything? Tatis Otani lay today. That's hard. That already won.
I'll have some sweet and sour with that play. All right, Braves Diamondbacks. What do we got here? Do we go and fade the Snakes after they come through? I'm a big fat guy.
Snakes did not come through last night. The Snakes did not come through last night.
What do you mean? On the team total they did.
Lost. Yeah,
I
you
was
were
talking
on
about
money
money
line.
line.
Well, on the team total they did.
Team total.
My apologies on that. What are we thinking here? I'm a big fat guy in terms of the starting pitcher for Arizona. not my weight. I'm running every day. I'm trying to get there. I'm a little chubby, but I'm not fat. And Schwellenbach, what are we thinking here? Is this a little bit of respect for Fat here, or am I seeing things? I don't know, because the Braves.
It is.
I don't
It
know.
is.
The Braves are.
I mean,
that's everyone's
we
expected to get right. So
We saw Sale minus 130 on the road versus Gallen. So I think a lot of people would say at this point, Schwellenbach's probably better than Sale, who's older. And I think you can argue at this point as well, Fott is better than Gallen. Again, at this specific point, not in general. But the way they're pitching, you'd rather see these two arms out there for your team. I think the total's a tad bit high. I think it's a little more respect for Arizona because, I mean, Fott's good. Let's be real. This guy is very good, in my opinion. But he's finally coming off that start he needed, 0 earned run versus Tampa. I can kind of see the Braves getting to him because I think Schwellenbach, I mean, he only gave up 2 earned runs, but pretty sure he got hit up pretty well versus the Marlins, right? I mean, we were all over that. The Cardinals. Yeah, Cardinals.
This total seems psychotic to me. How is Bello and Logan Allen 7.5 and Schwellenbach and Fat 8.5?
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of with you.
Good call.
I think it's got to be the over.
I like it.
I'm betting Schwelly today.
I'm
on Schwelly first 5.
That makes sense to me. Schwelly first 5. What is what's the odds difference in terms of full game and first 5 here in this game?
Minus 112 is the first 5 line I got, I believe, this morning. Let me just double check that. Yeah, or minus 110. Minus 110. Pretty much the same, yeah. But yeah, Schwelly, 2 starts ago, he gave up 6. He got shelled against the Jays, if you guys remember that one. And yeah, no, last start was already 7 innings, 2 earned, so pretty solid. He's a good guy. Like, again, another metrics guy who has just really good underlying metrics. I love Schwellenbach. He'll probably be the best pitcher on this team in due time.
I think he's already. I agree with the Royals. I think
he might already be the best pitcher. Yeah, I guess he probably already is. But I'm a big Schwellenbach guy. I've been back.
Strider. You can actually probably argue Strider over him, but he's already back injured
when he's healthy. Yeah. But no, I'm back.
He's nasty. Today. That's
Sale has lost a step this year for sure.
Totally.
Yeah, that was just a bad matchup for the Snakes, though. I mean, night and day versus lefties, and especially lefty with a guy like Sale, how he comes all the way. I forget how they call it, but his arm angle is crazy as fuck for a lefty to hit. And that was just a brutal matchup. Problem is, Snakes have hit pretty much every righty that I can think of pretty well. So,
great team, sneaky offense. Not talked about
their best player. Fucking Ketel Marte hasn't played since opening weekend.
Braves
when Corbin Carroll's hitting like this, I mean, holy shit. Let's be real. Guy's a freak.
Yep. All right, we'll move on.
We could skip the doubleheader. Oh.
Fish. Wow. Book it 5. Book it.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out you guys, man. Shout out you guys.
I mean, the first thing we got to talk about in this game is Max Mayer. It's the real Mad Max. 14 Ks? Like, what are we talking about?
Shout out Trent for the Bozo pack last night.
Yeah, shout out Trent, man. We're going to war with the
Pistons today. Feeding the timeline.
Yeah.
No, you're on it with him.
Lakers Mega Max today, Trent.
Yeah. Oh, together. Gotcha.
Yeah. MJ Queen Trent collab on Pistons. What could go wrong?
Is that Rampage? Is that the Rampage? I think it is.
This is not the type of energy I need, man. Like, where are my soldiers at? I don't know what happened, man. What happened overnight? I don't get it. Appreciate this.
We're bankrupting with Luka overs and Lakers. We're bankrupting Bookie on Sunday before payment Monday. All right, lock in.
Payment Monday.
National holiday every week.
Payment. Why is it always Monday for these bookies, dude?
Bro, Monday. There's nothing worse than waking up on Monday and it's like, yeah, Trent cleaned me out, bro. Okay, we gotta wait.
There's a few different types of bookies. There's a few different texts that bookies will give you. I've experienced a few. Some are very professional. No. You can pay via here's the ats for them. Your current balance is so and so. Other guys will be like, yo.
Send. Just
send bread.
Can you send today?
Can you send bread?
That was my experience. It was like,
can you send TD question mark?
And then I would do the same thing when I win. It's like, hey, it's Monday. Where's my money?
I'm
Right,
still
right,
waiting
right.
to collect.
Oh
on a
yeah,
few
you'll
people.
never see that.
Eight
Still waiting to
hours.
collect on a few
I have to get paid first before I pay you guys out. It's a pyramid system. I bet.
Yeah,
buddy.
he's like, sorry, bro, I'm traveling today. Don't hear for him for 4 days.
Yeah,
It's
eight
like,
hours.
bro. You taking a flight around the
My
world?
Venmo has 3,000 a week limits. I can't send any more.
Oh my god, it's a tale as old as time. All right, well we got the fish and the
Yeah.
fishermen who the fish
I
got
mean-
absolutely. I mean, they got gutted in front of the entire village. I mean, that was aggressive.
We gotta talk about Max Mayer, dude.
Yeah, go ahead.
14 Ks. Like, if you know anything about the Mariners, except for last night, they strike out a fuck ton. I don't think there's an easier bet on the board than Max Mayer Ks. 14 and 8, and now you're getting this lineup. I'm not touching it, but I definitely lean Mariners again.
I was
I don't-
off Mayer today. I think it's a fade spot. Not necessarily
I
take the
agree.
under, but there's just no way, obviously, he's going to be able to replicate 14. And even asking for 7, I think, is a little bit much. He obviously has been on fire this year. In fact, he's had 5 starts and has been over 7 4 of the 5 times. But I'm going to push back a little bit on that Seattle strikeouts thing. Last year, they were by far and away the number 1 team at striking out. And I think that's where a lot of that
Better this year.
reputation still comes from. This year, it's not like they've been good. They're currently sitting at like 7th or 8th in the league in terms of the best teams to target. So they are still a top 10 team, but it feels like the books have been pricing them all year as if they're still number 1 or number 2, like they were all of last year. And that just hasn't really been the case. Interesting to me that Mayer is also plus odds to get 7 Ks at like plus 108 right now, which usually indicates when it's at that side of things that you're paying a little bit of a tax, where probably the line underneath it is probably more realistic, but because it's a great matchup in theory, you're paying a little bit. I understand why you'd want to get behind Mayer, but I'm staying off him today.
I think people are initially going to lean low scoring game after last night. Plus with this pitcher, I mean, I don't know much about Evans. Is he a bullpen guy? Seems like he is. But even still, I mean, Mariners is probably the best bullpen in the league, so I would probably lean under in some fashion.
Okay. I mean, I'm not one to after that last game. Just like I don't have the bone in me. Like,
Yeah.
Evans' first career
can't
big
go
league
back to
appearance.
something like that to get shot
Oh.
like that. But
Well, interesting. Yeah, I'm just gonna be off this game.
it's
Gonna be
interesting.
off this game.
Mariners are a weird team. I think they're
Very.
fun. I think they have a lot of talent. I mean, at their best, I mean, their offense has been the problem as of years late, right? It's always like their pitching staff is phenomenal, can't score runs. They have 2-1 losses, but this year it seems to be like a flip of the script, which is awesome. I love seeing like a new
Starters have
brand.
been more shaky,
Yeah,
but
I love to see it.
bullpen still nails.
Love to see it. They got a lot of cool players on that roster too. Let's keep going. Toronto Blue Jays and the Yankees.
I mean,
I don't fade the Yankees at home on the weekends ever. They just seem to always come through. I've lived in the area for a while, and it just seems like clockwork. They always put up 6 runs, it feels like, when they're playing in the Bronx, and it's a nice day out like it is today on the weekend. They always seem to come through. That's horrible analysis, but probably my worst analysis I've ever had on stream. But I'm just saying, I want to put that into the atmosphere because I've noticed it for living here for the last 3 years.
I don't actually think that's a horrible analysis. I mean, back when I was living out in California, I noticed a lot that teams that would play the Lakers or even the Clippers on a Sunday afternoon would always get smoked because a lot of times they were going out and partying Saturday night and going out and having a good time, hitting up Nightingale, hitting up Poppy, hitting up all the spots out there. And I don't think it's necessarily like inconceivable that there would be similar things happening when you're in New York on a weekend. You're professional baseball players. You only get so many days a year in these major cities where, let's be real, even if these guys, do you think you're just sitting around their hotel room the entire time, or do you think they're out, getting slid into their DMs by super hot chicks who, when you're a pro athlete, it's just like that easy at times. So I can see how on the weekends when you're in New York, you're having a little bit more fun and not necessarily as locked in on playing baseball.
Love that. I'm so glad someone
Good
agrees with
handicap.
That's
a good handicap.
This is the out of the box thinking that Ramble HQ brings to the world. It's beautiful.
And you can go into Clark Schmidt being an absolute demon, or you can just go with that. And Clark Schmidt doesn't
have a dub, and he has an 8 ERA. Got it.
I did want to say though, I think Clark Schmidt minus 200. I mean, maybe we see a shit Jays lineup in game 2, but that seems fat, man. Let's be honest. Bassett's been insane. I don't know.
Bassett's been really solid. I'm actually a little bit.
I
I think
don't
if the
crazy.
Blue Jays win game 1, I would be all over Yankees in game 2.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
fair.
we're seeing a big discrepancy.
Wait
I
and
mean,
see
his coverage
play.
just off. Because minus 150, that makes way more sense.
It's minus 160. I'm seeing.
Yeah, I'm seeing 200.
Oh
on
wait, no,
coverage.
you're right. Yeah, now I'm seeing minus 200. It just flipped. I just refreshed my screen.
Alright.
You're right.
Fuck
don't
that
know.
game.
I still
Game
see
2,
160.
Sunday Yanks. No thanks.
You still see 160? I see. We see 150.
DK, I
up top.
see 160 game 2. I see 200 game 1.
That's a crazy. I still can't get over that game 1 line. I know we talked about it already. That shit's crazy.
Yeah. I
Right.
think this one's even worse. Because at least Fried's been good.
Yeah,
Schmidt's been
that's fair.
ass.
Yeah, cover your ears, Gate 14. I think we like the Yankees today.
They're about to
So-
go stream right now. Hopefully they're on piss.
We still love you. Phillies Cubs. I mean, of course, the one day that I don't take my blood oath, man. They look phenomenal. I didn't get to watch the game. I was playing pickleball. Nobody gives a fuck, but that's why I didn't bet it. And I don't think anybody thought they were going to. It was somewhat of a falling knife, losing 5 straight, I believe. Finally figured it out. Cubs have looked phenomenal this year, especially at home. Do you guys see any kind of hope in Aaron Nola? Probably not. The dude is hogwash at the end of the day, or at least this year he's proven to be so. I mean, 5 losses, nearly a 7 ERA. I mean, this guy is brutal, man. It's been bad.
Some guy just tweeted at me, like replying to my tweet. He said he's been martingaling Nola's first 5 and he's down 14 units. He said he's on scale 6. This is literally bar for bar what he said. Down 14 U, scale 6 martingale chase on Aaron, no covers, and Phillies F5 -0.5. Nola's failed to cover the spread in for his first 5 starts of the season, mostly due to lack of run support. Could be the time to hop in for a unit.
Oh,
Lack of
definitely.
run
Lack of
support.
run
No
support,
way, dude. Yeah, no way, bro.
Yeah. Brother,
No
ERA
way.
is 70,000.
Hell.
I don't know if it's a lack of run support.
Oh my God.
Martingaling Nola starts today. That's worse than Shohei bases every game, I think, honestly.
I mean, I would like to
100% is.
see if somebody would have a track record of the primetime unders, because I feel like it's been a lot as of late. I know last Sunday smacked.
Yeah.
I know Noel's been bad, so it's not like crazy sharp, but I think we could see a lot of runs here, because if he bounces back versus Cubs lineup right now, that's just baseball. He probably does, thinking about it, saying it out loud, but this Cubs lineup is deadly right now, especially their lefties where Nola really struggles, and then same with Taillon. I mean, he's coming off, I think, 2 good starts. We all know that guy stinks. You got the Phillies possibly heating up. He's really bad versus lefties. I mean, you got Bryce, Schwarber, Stott's been good this year. So,
So that's
I mean,
been awesome.
to me, this is a game where I would heavily lean the over, but primetime's always weird. But you kind of have two turkey tossers on the mound.
Yeah.
The way betting baseball works is Nola goes out and has a perfect game. That's how it works. So
The problem with the Phillies is, dude, they can't convert runs. They load the bases and they just shit their pants in the box. Stott has been awesome. I'm glad you mentioned that because he's
was
batting
shit
nearly 300. Yeah, he's batting nearly 300. That's why you see him in the number 1 spot right now. I mean, Schwarber is, just comedy when you put him out in the field. So it's tough on the defensive side with him, but when this team's like all clicking and cohesive, it's awesome. Kepler's been actually a pleasant surprise for this team. He's been sneakily hot and just batting the ball well. Bohm has probably been the weirdest one. Like you look at his box scores and people are telling me that he's been hot and he's having a hit streak, but most of these hits are like through the infield, like just weird, just not.
that's
He's
usually how
not
he is, though.
well.
No,
I mean, he was a double merchant last year. And especially in the RBI category, which he's been lacking in. I think he only has like 8
well, he's down at
RBIs.
8. Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
I mean, well, for good reason, because he hasn't been converting in these, runners in scoring position situations. But Phillies are weird, man, especially with Nola on the bump. He's just, I don't think we can back him. This is probably the spot to do so. 5 straight losses. It's gotta turn around sooner than later. You got to think, right? But do we want to get involved? I don't know. Is this 7.5 on Profit X? Am
Oh.
I seeing that correctly?
I'm getting. I'm getting.
I
in
like
on
the
Nola
7.5.
first
You can
five.
get it. I'm seeing 8.5 on other books right now, so I think the 7.5 obviously has some intrinsic value on that aspect.
EV.
But Tyone has also done really, really poorly against this Phillies lineup.
Yeah.
He's faced them a few times, and right now of the 9 projected batters in the lineup, 6 of them are hitting at least. 5 of them are hitting at least 333 or better. Stott is at 286, which is 2 hits and 7 at bats. Turner's at 2 for 9 at bats, and then Rojas is 0 for 2 against him. But especially if you look at that in BABIP, batting average on balls in play, so not counting, strikeouts or home runs or anything like that, every single hitter except for Rojas is at least 333 batting average on ball in play going up against Tyone. Phillies bats, as we saw yesterday, just had an explosive outing. I don't necessarily know that it's like, oh, let's fade them after that because they had been kind of cold earlier. I think this is kind of the opening of the well, the opening of the floodgates. And getting a whole run lower than most other sites right now, I would like the 7.5 if you could get it.
I mean, yeah, it feels like a no-brainer with Nola. I know Wrigley is like tough in terms of like weather being effective, and the wind being super I guess just influential to the totals that we see when the Cubs play home.
Fuck the wind.
Yeah, fuck Mother Nature. I'm with you, Snowman.
But I think that Nola is still getting a ton of respect just due to the name. So I'm not necessarily like, if this guy had a different name on the back of his jersey and it's like, oh, some guy has been absolute rat piss, and now we're seeing a 7.5 or even an 8.5 heavily juiced to the under, I would be way more inclined to look at the under. But people are going to, especially if you're not super dialed in, you're just like, oh, Nola's good. Oh, it's a slow start to the year, whatever. But
dude,
yeah,
and he's lost kilos too.
I kind of agree. He's been worse this year for reasons that may not bounce back.
I'm seeing him throw 91 mile per hour fastballs, bro. Like, if your other shit isn't doing what it's supposed to, it's not gonna end well. And that's why it's like been BP every time he steps on the mound. He just has been. He's just a placement pitcher at the end of the day when it comes to his off speed, and he's not gonna blow you away with a fastball. So he's a setup pitcher. He's a roll you over pitcher, pitch to contact for the most part. But yeah, interesting story with Nola going on right now for sure.
It's also interesting because the strikeout numbers have been pretty good this year, all things considered. He's at 8.7, 8.6, and then a 2 against the Dodgers, but
right, which he's not really been known for last year and years previous, I feel like. But
I wonder maybe maybe they like worked over the offseason. They're like, hey, we want you to try to be more of a strikeout pitcher, and that's what's leading towards him. Shit.
Pepper the zone maybe a little bit more. Who knows? Yeah, I'm wondering what the behind the scenes conversations are. Maybe it changes throughout the seasons. We've seen a lot of changes within the lineup of the Phillies, so who knows what they're doing with their pitching staff behind the scenes too. I'm just happy Lizard Lizardo has been filling in for.
Dude, he's crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy. I lean the Cardinals, Duke, personally, but at the end of the day, it's still the St. Louis Cardinals, so I wouldn't knock you for taking the Brewers. Well, boys, that was a fucking solid sesh, eh?
Yeah, that was fat.
Great sesh.
We need a little pat on the back for everyone up here. Appreciate you guys. That was fucking awesome. Obviously, chat, thank you guys for being involved. W stream. It seems like we were more dialed today than yesterday somehow. Sandy, you brought the good mojo.
Games.
Yeah, good vibes. Definitely not the good picks, but yeah, good energy was great.
Come on. Give yourself some credit.
Sandy and Snowman were the X factors this weekend. Appreciate you guys for putting in the time and showing up. It's fucking awesome. We love having these with you guys.
Hey, Sandy might not be hitting bets, but you meet him in Kings Canyon.
Yeah, bro. Dude, it's so criminal. I left my Xbox. The girlfriend's on here, and I left my Xbox in Toronto, so I'm just fucking sitting here with my dick.
Oh, you're whittling.
I'm actually gonna kill myself.
Should download Pokemon Go and just frolic outside.
Yeah, I'm gonna go play Roblox after this. I'll catch you guys in there.
Yeah, but W stream guys, if you're still around, drop a little emote, test tube, whatever the fuck you want to do. Drop a fucked off in chat. Make sure you follow Sandy and Snowman Sports, obviously Owners Box Sports, Snowman Sports, Ramble HQ. We're all big family.
What a trio.
Pretty dope collab.
I might go live a little bit later. I mean, I've kind of talked all my picks I have here, and I feel like I've seen a lot of names in the chat that are usually in my stream. So I don't know about immediately, but maybe later in the day, I'll throw on some MLB The Show and sweat out some games.
Oh, hell yeah.
Can we shout out 2 people at once? Let's see. Owners Box Sports.
You big live bet guy, Snowman?
I have to wait 2 minutes.
I was going hard on the lives in the last week of the regular season, first couple of games of the playoffs, but not as much over the last couple of games because like the defense has just gone way up and it's even harder to find live spots. But like the last week of the regular season, I think I hit like 7 or 8 in a row on the stream. We were just on fire on the live bets.
Wow, Yankee Steven saved. Devin Williams removed from closer role temporarily. That's all we needed.
Janitor, to be fair, yeah.
11 ERA as a closer. Wow.
That's what happens when you let them grow beards.
Yeah, really. There's a reason why Luke Weaver is ice cold because he doesn't have a fucking beard. That's why.
You're such an undercover Luke. You probably have a Luke Weaver stan Twitter account.
Dude,
bro.
if you were a Yankees fan, you would understand. You got Clay Holmes last year who sucked. Weaver comes in, just dominates. Like, he's just been the best arm. And the guy looks like your everyday accountant. And because he was so bad everywhere else beforehand.
What up, B-Done?
Fucking awesome.
Appreciate all the people in here, man. Appreciate you guys. W Stream, what up, Hefe? Currid, Oscar. Appreciate all the subs. Appreciate all the support. As we said before, follow everyone up here, and we'll catch you guys later on. All right? Everyone have a good Sunday, all right? I'm going to Moose Fest, Mozzarella Fest. Peace out. Let's go.
Good to see you guys. Have a good one, chat.
Much love, Snowman.
Later, chat. See you guys.
It's your stream now.
Rose brought me the hat that I need for the stream right here. This is my alter ego. I need the Max Swing. I need the Max Swing.
Ain't no bad. I bossed her, she better not do no cash. I'm real when I can't never be on no rap. On Colorado shopping, going to ass. I'm the richest nigga in my hood, ain't no bad.